podcast is intended for mature audiences. The views and opinions expressed are those of the panelists and do not reflect in any way those of the podcast partners, sponsors, or affiliates. Enjoy.
Hi, this is Michael Buffer, and you're listening to the Voice of the People. Let's get ready for Boxing Voice.
Every day I'm hustling, 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 hustling. Every day I'm hustling, every day I'm hustling, every day I'm hustling, every day I'm hustling.
When I was hitting him with body punching, I heard him actually, he was crying in there. You were saying that Biggs was crying when you hit him? Yes. When did that happen? And perhaps the fourth round on.
Boxingvoice.com.
So that you knew you had him by that time. Absolutely, but I knew he was tough and they're taking those punches.
Deontay Productions.
Making women gestures like, oh.
Let's go, champ.
It's the champ. Shannon the champ. With the fake champ. Vitaly Vladimir Klitschko.
Boxingvoice.com.
I'm a team like he's a C+ fighter. I'm a dominate, I'm a dog this fight.
I'm talking about punishment. We're gonna punish you for 12 rounds. Either the referee says you had enough, or you can say you had enough, or you can stay your ass there all night until you ain't had enough.
I feel I'm the best in the sport, and to be the best, you got to beat the best. And all I did was beat opponents. I worked my way from the bottom to the top. I won a title by beating top competition and top fighters. This guy was hands title, paper champion.
Do you feel that you're the best super middleweight right now?
100%.
Let's go, champ.
He can bring the pressure. He can box. I'm a true champion. I'm willing to go to his turf in Atlantic City. I'm going to step on him. I'm going to crush him. Y'all can mark my word to this. I'm going to crush him. He's a C+ fighter. I'm an A+ fighter. Come Saturday night next week, all the fans tune in because I'm going to dominate. This guy is flat-footed, swing wild. I'm not worried about who his trainer is because his trainer can't get in there and fight for him.
Deontay Productions.
Boxingvoice.com. Boxingvoice.com.
Good morning, TBV. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another Thursday morning edition of the Boxing Voice Radio. I am your host, Nesta Gibbs, joined alongside Corpus Christi's own Mario Monguia. Mario Ski, Fuego Ski. What up, champ?
It's the return of the... Wait, my bad.
Me, Mario.
Yo, what up? What up? We kicking it Thursday, flagship later. But let's get it popping. Yo, it's feels weird, you know what I'm saying? It's been like, I feel like it's been like a month since I've actually had like my routine down and been on the show and shit.
Well, let's get right into it, man. I see a lot of unhappy customers. A lot of people not particularly content with today's topic of discussion. Some are saying, well, this is fake news. How could this happen if Dillian Whyte gets knocked out by Povetkin March 27th? Some are saying this is unfair news. How could a final eliminator between Deontay Wilder and Dillian Whyte be called if Dillian Whyte successfully defeats Alexander Povetkin? How would you answer those questions for people?
I wouldn't answer them at all. I would have the same questions, to be honest with you. I feel like it is a bit,
unfair.
Unfair. That's the best way to put it. I think it's unfair, I guess. But ultimately, what you have here is a fight where it's like it's so much more at stake. Like this fight right here, for me, despite your question, right, it's still a fight that could move the needle more than Joshua Fury. And now, don't get me wrong, Joshua Fury is still the biggest fight to make in the sport. But is it the best fight? Like, is it the most intriguing fight? Is it the most sexy fight? Like, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, there is bad blood between Whyte and Wilder. Like, that fight moves the needle. So you could make the argument that that fight, you know, has more at stake for, you know, the winner. It only being that, and obviously, you know, when you have all the titles on, you know, I'm not gonna try to say or suggest that that isn't worth everything, the Joshua Fury. But it's just that, you know, most people don't even see Joshua winning that fight. You know, most experts, I'm not saying that it's a full-blown conclusion, but Wilder Whyte, that is sexy. That moves the needle. That is a fight where people are rooting for a guy and they want the other one to desperately lose, you know, and that banter turns ugly, but at the end of the day, it also turns dollars.
Absolutely. I just want to be clear that there's no such thing as unfair in boxing. Maybe there is, but not in this particular situation. Dillian Whyte was knocked out by Povetkin, so he lost his mandatory status as the mandatory challenger. If he wins, that doesn't give him his status back. So for the crybabies from the United Kingdom crying about how this is unfair, that he's got to go through another eliminator, well, maybe try not losing. Maybe if you don't lose your position and you're not forced to fight in another eliminator. See, we can't make the guy that you were essentially tuning up with. Now, you and I know Povetkin is no tune-up, but he was keeping a stay busy fight while waiting for his opportunity and shit the bed.
It was a calculated risk, thinking that maybe he could age so much that he wasn't the dangerous fighter that he probably was a year before that.
I don't even know if
I'm just saying.
No, I hear you, but I don't even know if Dillian Whyte's team was thinking age more than they were thinking, let's stay active. Let's
of course.
stay
That's part
active. Let's keep our foot on their neck by beating top 10 fighters. And it went south. It went south. Luckily for him, he has a rematch. But that doesn't make you the mandatory. So if the WBC president, Mauricio Sulaiman, decides to call a mandatory between then Deontay Wilder and, you know, Dillian Whyte, assuming that he beats Povetkin, I think there's nothing wrong with that. I think those are two huge names in the WBC rankings, two huge names that people want to see get a title shot, and it's two huge names that we've been desperately wanting to see versus each other. And that's why I put the word desperately in the title, because hadn't Whyte been wanting this fight for all his life? Like, now it's being ordered or can be ordered. So I don't get what's all the hoopla about. And just to add in Povetkin, Povetkin can get the same opportunity if he beats Dillian Whyte again. It's just Dillian Whyte is the bigger name, and Dillian Whyte was who they asked the question about to Mauricio Sulaiman. But if Alexander Povetkin beats, he can automatically, absolutely be in a title eliminator with whoever, the WBC chooses.
Well, let's really compartmentalize this, right? I finally said that word right. Let's unpack this, right? For the same reasons that Joshua finds himself in the place that he is, right? He lost, but then he made up for that loss, put himself on this trajectory towards a Fury fight, right? This is the same thing we expect or should expect from Whyte, except that there are so many other fighters in this division that have to play wait and see based off of a Joshua Fury possible 2-fight deal that takes place. These guys might fight each other twice before they fight Usyk, before they fight Povetkin, before they fight Whyte, before they fight Wilder, before they fight anybody. So while we're waiting, this would be like the ultimate opportunist moment for guys like Whyte and Wilder, for guys like Usyk and Nessa's doppelganger, Joyce. This is one of those things where, this is what we want. This is what we want to see. We want to see the best fight the best and earn their shots at this. So you're absolutely right. And even if Whyte was in a situation where, somehow the loopy rules that we get all the time that are constantly changing were to make him a mandatory or put him in line, I feel like it would be the same mistakes that he's making of his past come back around. He needs a premier fight, and a guy like Wilder is a premier opponent. So, you know, at the end of the day, if you want people to believe or give a reason for Whyte to deserve a shot at a Joshua Fury, he's got to go through a guy like Wilder, you know?
I know I'm the UK hater, so help me understand this UK logic from these idiots. Well, Wilder lost, so why is he being put in an eliminator with Whyte? Did Whyte not lose?
Whyte and Joshua both got their chances to redeem their shots. Wilder is not getting his chance to redeem his, loss. And so absolutely he would deserve it.
But my question is, Wilder lost to Fury, right?
Yeah.
Wilder was what at the time that he lost?
The champion.
Oh, a champion. Has Dillian Whyte ever been champion?
No, never.
Oh. Is a champion rank higher than a contender?
Of course,
Is a champion rank higher than a prospect?
Yeah, a champion is the top.
So if a champion loses and a prospect or a contender loses, where would the champion fall?
I mean, based on that order, I guess we're going to say contender, right?
Well, I mean, assuming if a champion is dethroned, he can't get thrusted into prospect level, so he
doesn't go, and then he doesn't automatically go to gatekeeper status. Like,
and if we go to the WBC rankings, Wilder is number 1. That used to be Dillian Whyte's position. So I'm really finding it hard to understand why people are like, wait, why does Wilder get a shot? He lost. He was the champion. It makes sense not to drop the champion, let's say, to position number 7. Now, the contender that never became champion, that never strapped up, that's a little different. Yeah, he'll drop a few positions. Exactly why he's getting an opportunity at the number 1 in a hypothetical final eliminator for a championship title shot. I mean, why is this so hard to understand? Boxing fans are pretty stupid today. I'm just kind of like, I don't get it.
Yeah.
Why is it difficult to understand the rankings? Like, I mean, it's weird.
Well, it's again, this is what's weird about the division in boxing as a whole. Like, Alexander Povetkin is currently an interim, heavyweight champion. It's like that belt was created for the exact reason that Whyte is in the situation that he's in today, and having to redeem that loss, the chance that Joshua got, the chance that he'll get next week, it puts him in a situation where if he goes out there and he's able to starch Povetkin or put on a really great show, well, then it thrusts him back into that spotlight, and people will be demanding it. So again, you find yourself in a situation where there are too many people at the top that say they have a claim to fight for the championship. But right now, it doesn't matter what your claim is. It doesn't matter what alphabet belt that you're ranked high in. At this moment in time, the top of the division is tied up and will be for the next year at least. So what else do you do? This is, again, a chance. Like, I don't understand why it's like tough logic. Like, why wouldn't you want that fight?
I'm telling
because Wilder lost, and that means that he's got to start from the bottom. Like, who's he got to fight?
It's bitterness.
He's got to fight Frank Sanchez. Like, who do you
want?
want?
It's bitterness, brother. It's bitterness because they don't want to see. They want the WBC to do what the IBF did, which is the champion loses and take him out the top 15, so that they can be happy that Wilder is no longer a successful black man. Brandon. And not our Brandon's from Cincinnati. This is another Brandon that needs to get a trim on his beard maybe. But he says, where was the same logic when Luis Ortiz got his rematch with Wilder and he was never champion? With all these exclamation points like an idiot, Brandon. You're an idiot, right? Because you obviously just started watching boxing and you forgot all the thousands of UK fans that became Luis Ortiz fans saying that the commission helped and saved Wilder. You forgot that? Did you forget that? Did you forget that was every meme? That the commission saved Wilder? There was a conspiracy. That's why the rematch took place. Oh, and it took place on pay-per-view, by the way. It did over 275,000 American pay-per-views, which I know also makes you upset. I can see.
Yeah, it's easy to try to poke holes in fights that already happened. But, like, at the time, I mean, I honestly thought Ortiz had a really good shot of winning based on that first fight, you know? That was a fight we I don't know if we needed to see it in terms of like it had to happen right then and there, but it was a fight that should have happened. And it was a fight that eventually we'd want to see. And by the way, what other fighters, you know, have knocked off Ortiz since then? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, Wilder is the only one that can really lay claim to that.
I don't even think you can say knocked off. What other fighters have given him an opportunity? What other fighters have accepted to face him?
Yeah, no. That's perfectly put. You know, so I think that again, what you said about the IBF, it's the lack of continuity that we have across the sport. It's like one thing happens and then people hold on to that and say, well, then it should happen with this. But ultimately, like this should be very simple. You know, who are the four best fighters in the world? Those four should fight and the winner should meet. Like that is the answer 90% of the time that we're talking about crowded divisions and congested rankings and you know, all of this. So again, it goes back to the fact that not only is it a good fight, in my opinion, not only would it answer questions, Wilder and Whyte, not only would it give us you know, another opponent down the line, but it's actually like there's bad blood fight. There. It's a great I mean, fight. I saw Joshua and Fury the other day. You know, I saw the FaceTime that they had from, you know, a year ago, whenever it was, when Fury FaceTime AJ. Like there's very little animosity. I'm sure there's going to be, because they both are very competitive, but you know, this is real animosity. This is, you know, guys ready to bet the house. This is guys, you know, ready to put the pom-poms on for their favorite fighters. And those are the fights that, you know, get people really interested.
Yeah, man. So listen, the second part of this topic is, will Whyte take this opportunity that he's desperately been seeking? And the reason I ask that is because, like our audience, Whyte can get upset and take the same stance, like, oh, now I gotta fight Deontay for my shot. You know, he was champ, he didn't give me a shot. When I was interim, I didn't get a shot. I got 1,000 days waiting. I had to fight Povetkin, didn't rematch, so I can see him being upset at having to jump through yet another hoop of fire, because Wilder is definitely fire. So I'm not going to say that he doesn't take the opportunity, but I am going to say I'm pretty sure we'll see some very sexy headlines from both Eddie and Dillian Whyte showing some sort of disdain for this particular scenario if it were to come true. I mean, I don't think they want, even though Whyte wants this fight, I don't think he wants this fight to get his title shot. I think he wanted this fight if it was a title shot. You don't just want Deontay Wilder for free, you know, and by for free, I mean without a belt.
Yeah, I hear you, and I can see Whyte, you know, not wanting to do go this route. I could see Hearn, you know, also scoffing at the idea, but I think ultimately what's happened with Whyte is he's waited so long, and the fact that the last year of this has been he's had to do it during a pandemic. He's had to sit and wait during a pandemic, then to lose, then to have those fights. Like, I just think that he should be, and probably is, itching for the biggest fights that he could get right away. I think that at this point he has to realize that there is money to be made elsewhere. You know what I mean? And it would go such a long way in proving whether or not, you know, this is going to be a guy who's just going to lose again to Joshua or lose to Fury, or whether he's a guy that could be a real contender. You know, and to make believers out of people, he has to go through the top of the division. Say what you want about Wilder losing, but you know, there's still only one man on the planet that's beaten this man, you know, and it's the #1 fighter in the heavyweight division. losing to the number one guy, and having a good outing in their first fight, that holds a lot of weight. For Dillian Whyte, he has to see what Wilder represents. He has to see what a matchup, an opportunity, and a promotion could do for him, not just globally, not just in the stateside, but throughout boxing as a whole.
Heck yeah, man. Look, outside of the whole U.S.-UK rivalry, it's just a great fight. It's just a great fight, but that's just another element to make it an even bigger fight. Now, once again, this is a hypothetical scenario that was brought up by the World Boxing Council's president, Mauricio Sulaiman, who has embraced the idea of sanctioning a final eliminator between highly ranked heavyweight contenders Deontay Wilder and Dillian Whyte, which is, something that I would love. And it would keep those guys not only in the limelight, but in a big significant fight, right? Because if AJ and Fury are unifying for undisputed, then the next best thing is an eliminator at the shot at the guy who has all the belts. And that's how you get there, is going through one of these two guys. So obviously it could still be Povetkin if Povetkin is able to pull the hat trick and get 2 wins back-to-back. Ruiz was not able to do it. Buster Douglas was not able to do it. Rockman was not able to do it. So many weren't able to win twice. Orlando Salido did beat Juan Manuel Lopez 2 times, I believe, right? Do you remember?
Yeah.
Those were the little guys. I hope you was watching boxing back then.
Yeah, no, he upset the apple cart on that one. That was like the potentially rebuilding of Juanma. That was back when nobody respected Orlando Salido, and he would just go in there and make guys pay for it.
Yeah. I mean, they got caught up in those losses. Now here,
yep, that's exactly.
Can Wilder get caught up in that Povetkin loss? Can he, if this fight happens, is it like, oh, this is a piece of cake, a walk in the park? He got stopped by AJ. He got stopped by Povetkin. Because, truth be told, Whyte is pretty decent. I know people are laugh at that now because he was knocked out, and it's hard to think that he was winning that fight. He was truly winning that fight. He just got caught in the heavyweight division. But Whyte was winning that fight, and, he was doing good in both of those Chisora fights, even though the second one people thought he was losing as well. I think he was just waiting for his shot. He's a very good counter puncher and a nice, has a great left hook, long reach, I like this fight. You know what I mean? I hope it can happen. Again, Whyte faces Alexander Povetkin March 27th, and that'll be on Dazn. If you don't got Dazn, you already know you can use our link in the description below to get it, because I guess the next 3 months or the next 3 fight cards are pretty good. We got Virgil Ortiz versus Maurice Hooker. That's happening this weekend. And then we got, what else do we have? We have, obviously.
Well, they also have Akoli and Glowacki this
which is a decent
weekend
fight
on Dazn. That's a great fight.
It's a decent fight in my opinion. I definitely rank Glowacki. I think I seen him face maybe Steve Cunningham and a few others when he had his time with PBC. So that's a good fight for Akoli. It's funny you even bring up Akoli, bro. Lord have mercy. Seriously.
What?
You should move to the UK. You can probably become a millionaire in pounds. These boys can't rap. It is too sad what the fuck they're doing out there and calling it rap. This motherfucker Akoli got almost 300,000 views on the worst rap I've ever heard of in my life. First of all, whatever the title of the song is, it shouldn't be that. The song should be titled like, I think he's like A-Rab Money maybe, or A-Rab and Bitches. I don't know, some weird shit. I'm going to try and play a little bit of this garbage just so you can hear some bullshit in your ears. Whoa. Yo, and he spent big money on this video shoot, y'all. He spent big money on this video shoot. He in Abu Dhabi thinking he is all that. And this hook, first of all, is trash. I mean, can you Google the word, see if Google even respected him enough to find his lyrics? I'm gonna get the video pulled up.
Let me see.
Lawrence Okoli. Let's see, man. Let's see.
Doesn't look like it.
What, they don't have his lyrics? I knew they wouldn't, because they ain't gonna disrespect their search engine by putting that shit in the fucking... You kidding me, man?
I've seen it.
Yo, I'm telling you, my man. Yo, and I told this shit to Francis, man. Rappers these days, they don't even know how to rap, man. Even Drake out here on his new rap, he said the same verse 3 times, bro. I promise you, that new song is 3 times the verse. 2 full, and then halfway on the third verse. All the same verse. Like, man, you dudes out here getting food, man. These rappers getting y'all money. And Lawrence Okoli seeing the light. He like, man, fuck that. I'm about to get this easy money. But let me pull up this garbage. I'm sorry. You know I can't spell his fucking name. We had to find that. Let's see. Oh, here it goes. Yo, it's at 217,000. Yo, my man is
That's
tripping.
still a lot.
No, it's too much. It's too much for this shit.
Let's check it out.
I gotta try and find the hook somewhere.
Quip, show them how I live. I just killed that kitty, put that pussy in a spliff.
He put that. He said
he put the pussy in a spliff. Now you see, if I was lying, I couldn't have pressed played and automatically found a bad line. But I'm telling you, the whole shit trash, man. The whole shit trash.
I wish I could find the lyrics now.
And listen,
I want like Genius to like tell me what that means. What does that mean? Like,
listen, no disrespect to Okoli at all. No disrespect to Okoli. I know it sounds like that. He gonna be like, man, fuck this American. You know, he's brutal. But nah, I'm just trying to get Mario a job, man. That's all.
Nah, man, I'll battle him.
No, don't battle him. Brother, you will end his fucking boxing career.
That D game crazy. You ain't never lazy when you're laying me.
Yo, he said D game brazy. You ain't never lazy when you lay me. So I guess that's what the girl is saying to him.
Brazy?
Yeah, no, I guess he's blood. He's taking off the C, adding the B. You know how it goes.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, he fake gang banging in the UK? Man, what the fuck is going on with this dude, man? I'm trying to tell you, man. Different slang. Ain't no fucking different slang. Get out of here, man.
2 bad bees in a run stuff. Got him playing with the G strings like a rock star.
G strings like a rock star, like thongs, but he talking about like the G string on a guitar.
Yo,
that's a line I've heard before though.
Yo, I just love that he spent all his money on the video. Shout out to Dubai who probably sponsored it. Like, yeah, come out here and, you know, make our country popular and shit with your super rap. Let me get you some more though. Let me get you some more.
What's life, baby? Not life crazy. She talking about love. No chance, baby. No way.
Right.
He went slow. But I want you to find the hook, man. I'm trying to find this hook so y'all can hear the fucking hook. That's not even the name of the song, but it should be.
VVS on my smile, baby. AP on my wrist. That's a house, maybe.
Yo, you heard him? VVS on my smile, baby. What? AP on my wrist. That's a house, maybe. Yo, can I get a deal?
That was actually not that bad of a line.
Get the fuck out of here. If you gonna make some bubblegum ABC rap easy and get a video deal, give me one.
No. Yo, what I meant was that was like the best line he's spit so far. That's what I meant to say. That's what I meant to say.
But remember, it's how I started this. If
I know.
If this motherfucker could get 300,000, well, then you dropping a fucking platinum album. I said, I started this saying you need to be a ghostwriter for these dudes. So I don't care if 1 or 2 of his lines was okay.
In Dubai with a whole load of Arabs. Need a new chain with a whole load of carrots.
That's the hook. In Dubai with a whole lot of Arabs, got a new chain with a whole lot of carrots. He gonna say that shit all day. All day, that's the hook.
Yo, only my man could make Arabs and carrots rhyme like the way he did.
In the ring, I'm a beast, I'm a savage. Hit him in the face, cause a whole lot of damage.
Yo, in the ring, I'm a beast, I'm a savage. Hit him in the face, cause a whole lot of damage. Bro, I'm telling you, ABC bubblegum rap. Fucking
like
bubblegum rap,
man. Fun with it.
Bubblegum rap, man. That's called bubblegum rap.
But that's also
man.
what plays on the radio today, though.
Man, that shit ain't playing on American radio. You fucking
I'm not
kidding
saying
me?
his shit's
Listen.
played on the radio. I'm saying shit like that gets played on the radio.
Bruh, I don't know what radio's playing that shit. That shit is playing in fucking the Middle East only. Stop it. We lying, man.
Bruh,
And that's what I'm saying. Yo, I'd rather have a friend like me that's gonna keep it real. Like, yo, champ, that's a little, you know, kindergarten. In the ring, I'm a beast, I'm a savage. Hit him in the face, cause a lot of damage. Man, what the fuck? I got a VVS in my smile, AP on my wrist, cost a house. Man, get the fuck out of here with that garbage. But anyway, that was a little entertainment for the day, man. That shit.
Definitely, it was entertaining.
Out here. Wow. Yo, AJ shit. Yo, and I seen on the comments because he had this shit on his like Instagram. I seen on the comments it like AJ dropping a single within a year now. Cause you know he gonna get inspired by this.
Hell
he
yeah.
better get inspired by this shit for real.
He puts that shit together. Like, I'll be honest, you kind of like you put the whole UK on blast with the Coley. And you know, like Stormzy, I think's all right. I love like UK battle rappers. Disaster. There was another one too. I can't remember his name. He made a movie too. But
yo, I need Jemmy to send me that soundbite. Jemmy, please send me that soundbite during the show so we could just play like I'm a beast, I'm a savage.
Anytime somebody.
Or the other one. What's the other one where he said I'm in the room with a lot of Arabs. Oh man, my man's cool.
No, he said
in Dubai with a whole load of Arabs. Need a new chain with a whole load of carrots.
In Dubai with a whole lot of Arabs.
That, dog.
Got a new chain with a whole lot of carrots. Man, my man is out of his world. Yo, and he dropped this shit right before his fight. It's getting spins too, man. That's why I said.
That's crazy.
That's why I said, man, sometimes I wish I was from the UK or certain fighters was from the UK because they blindly love you. Like this is showing blind love. Like it's like fuck it, yo, he's a good boxer. I don't care about his rap. We're gonna support him. I'm like, all right, bet. I'd have told him the truth. Though.
And a rapper.
I'd have told him the truth.
In the ring, I'm a beast, I'm a savage. Hit him in the face, cause a whole lot of damage.
Yo, how could you get like a deal with some simple shit like that?
Yo, the more you play it, like the more like
you like it.
Nah, never mind. I ain't gonna say it. No, I didn't say it.
Yo, Manchester Mario coming out.
I didn't
Manchester
say shit.
Mario coming out.
You said you like.
Yo, they say he the new Pop Smoke.
Penthouse views, it ain't nothing new. Two bad bees and they fucking two.
Yo,
I love his ad libs that he does.
Why he said
like pew pew pew.
Why he said penthouse view ain't nothing new. Two bad bees. He don't even want to curse. Mama watching and shit.
And yeah, he rolling the split with pussy. I don't know.
He choosing what bad words he can say. Ja the Real.
Like, all right, these are cool. The rest are whack.
Ja the Real said straight trash can emoji, crying emoji. Remember, we're not talking about a Coley's rap. We're talking about actually this Eliminator possibility. And will Whyte take the opportunity if presented to him, since he's been desperately seeking a shot at Wilder? Will he take it now? Shout out to Lawrence Okoli. Listen, it's all fun, champ. We did promote you. You are fighting Glowacki. This is all part of it, man. Maybe you do contact Mario and you'll have a, for sure,
I got
top
you.
100.
I got you.
You're going to get a top 100 for sure, man.
So I got you.
Bro, you need to DM him, though, on the real. On the real, just like, yo, check this out, man. I heard your rap. Check this out. I think this will be right for you.
Probably your missus that I'm running through.
Yo, probably your missus
that I'm running through.
Look at Mario eyebrows. He like that.
Take you to the shard, that's your W.
Take it to
the what did he say?
Take it to the shard, and he made a square thing. I don't know. That's some UK slang shit.
Two bitches, and they brought.
Oh, he chose to say bitches this time.
Bitches on that one.
I know, he tripping.
Another two bitches. Playboy, yeah, I'm cool with it. Two sisters, what you wanna do in it? Fuck me, could I get you new figure?
Yo, I'm done.
All right, that was whack. I'm not
nobody
gonna lie.
ever made me smile this hard in the morning. Shout out to Lawrence Okoli, man. If this was the Breakfast Club, you'd be the fucking donkey of the day. Nah, I'm fucking with you. Keep trying, champ. Don't let nobody put you down. You know, we supposed to
Also
be
hit me up.
entertaining. We supposed to be entertaining our audience. That's all. Unfortunately, it was on, on your rap. But I really think you should hit at your expense. But I really think you should hit Mario up for real. I mean,
I got you,
y'all-
champ.
y'all
Listen,
can do
I could work with that with his
voice. With his voice.
Yeah,
he got
with
the
his
voice. He got
It's
the
called
voice.
something, but yeah, he's got the delivery, right? His deliveries.
I don't know about
I could
all
work
that.
with that. No. I'm saying like I could work with his delivery. Like it's off because of the bars, but I could work with it.
On a private jet, came from my laughing ends.
What?
What? Laughing ends?
I thought he said laughing M's.
Big body range, sitting on a private plate. Had to ice my neck, that's a minor spin.
A minor spin. I love it. Yo, they said it bangs. Stop hating. All right. Well,
All right.
Yo, download it on iTunes, man. Give him some money, man. Don't be acting funny. We going out to Izzy in OKC. What up?
Remember to rate us 5 stars on iTunes.
Subscribe to youtube.com/theboxingvoice for the latest and greatest interviews with your favorite fighters.
First of all, as a Sparta, you lying. I'll put Broner against Okoli any day in a battle rap, for sure.
No, Broner's
tripping, man. Izzy,
good.
what up?
What up, fellas? How y'all doing? Good show this morning.
Chilling.
Thank you.
Hey, Mario, I completely agree with what Mario was saying. Actually, it was when I came on. I came on a little late, but I kind of caught what the topic was just off of what he was saying about the Wilder Whyte being at least domestically a bigger draw than the I don't know about a bigger draw, but I think it involves a little more mystery than what I'm thinking Fury Joshua is going to be. I think Fury Joshua, I'm on the bandwagon. I think Fury's going to I don't think anybody's touching Fury right now. So that's just my call. I hope y'all. And I enjoyed the rap, man. I think Okoli's got it. I even changed my pick to Okoli.
Yo, I'll tell you right now, I promise you he could help him. Yo, champ, are you on the phone?
No, I'm sorry. I thought I was
my
on
bad.
mute. I was saying Izzy just saying that because he's trying to do a duet. He won't be on the hook.
Yeah, Izzy wanted him to be the ghostwriter. Izzy could help him for sure, though. Why you jamming it back there on the low? Yeah, that's bobbing his head. You know he listening now.
VVS in my smile, baby. Yo.
You like
in
the
Dubai
song, bro.
with a
I
whole
can tell
lot
you
of
like the
Arabs.
song.
Oh, that's the one I want right there.
That's your walkout music.
No, I gotta clip
for
that.
June. That's your walkout for June. I already know it. Yo.
Ooh. I'm a savage. Cause a lot of damage. Okay. Yeah, I'm starting to feel it now when it's in the air like this. I'm a savage.
Okay.
Cause a whole lot of damage.
Okay.
Ooh.
So you could ride to it?
Ooh, ride my ass to the garbage dumpster. Yo, we going to Seattle.
Mr. PBC, baby.
BoxingVoice.com.
I'm the flyest. Canelo talking about he believe he can win. Go to my kitchen. Get the sharpest knife and cut the bullshit up. I don't care what you do good. I do every fucking thing great.
Mr. PBC, baby.
He ducking his work. I mean.
Yo.
Oh, all right.
Yo, hold on. Dude, you gotta let people get some time. Motherfuckers gotta switch
man,
around
wake up,
shit.
man. Wake up, man.
Yeah, I would like to see the Wilder, Dillian Whyte, but fuck that damn Povetkin fight for Dillian Whyte. You know, I hope he just goes into it and calms himself down. Try not to waste a lot of energy, Dillian Whyte, and try not to get hit with that uppercut because that was the issue, and it seems like Povetkin got his number for that uppercut. So I still want to see this fight, Dillian Whyte and Deontay Wilder, but he's got to watch out for Povetkin. He can't go in there thinking Povetkin is gonna get dropped. That motherfucker knows how to get back up.
Povetkin at the end of the day. It could be Wilder Povetkin.
Yeah, that too. But I still want, I want the Dillian Whyte more because Dillian Whyte's truly a better boxer than Povetkin. So that's my call.
Yo, so for anybody looking for the song, it's called TKO, man. He getting a TKO, man. Lawrence Okoli, man. TKO. It's out. Now we got the hook too. It's on.
In Dubai with a whole load of Arabs. Did a new chain with a whole load of carrots. In the ring, I'm a beast, I'm a savage. Hit him in the face, cause a whole load of
damage. Shout out
Who
to
that?
Okoli. Huh?
That's Okoli?
That's Okoli.
Nah, that's my new one.
That's Okoli.
Nah, I'm playing that.
What, you like that?
That's what I sound like.
Look at Doomy trying hard
Yo,
not
Doomy
to
thinks
smile.
it's
He
hard.
loving it. He about to go to the gym with that.
Yo, he had the bass on that shit like doom doom. doom.
In Dubai with a whole load of Arabs. Did a new chain with a whole load of carrots. In the ring, I'm a beast, I'm a savage. Hit him in the face, cause a whole lot of damage.
Yo, this is actually good.
Yo, hit him in the face, cause a whole lot of damage. Okay. We going out to Natural Wiz Hamilton. What up?
Man.
Hamilton. We going out to King, Essex.
Just like the king is what I mean. The king is what I mean.
Hear ye.
Yo, what's good, peoples?
What up? Yo, first things first, before I hit the bell, this is free time right here. As a battle boss, MC, and definitely a lyricist amongst the TBV community, we consider you a dude with some tight lyrics. What did you think of Okoli?
No comment. I've heard better boxers from the UK that can also rap. Bugsy Malone out of I think he's out of Birmingham. Also Vic Santoro. Lawrence Okoli, you know what I mean? He's a new age guy, you know what I'm saying? I'm sure he could spit, but the song is a song, you know what I'm saying? So think about Intrigue. Intrigue could make a song, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But it's like, so I think he was more going for that intent to make a song that was catchy. I'm sure if you put him in our battle balls domain, remember we got
That's a good way to put it.
So I think if we put him in our domain, you know what I'm saying? Man, get that soft shit out of here.
Daniel Dibor, I am going to knock you out.
But talk to us, I mean.
Nah, but so yo, real quick too, I just want to say go check out my YouTube page. I'm doing something a little different, man, where I'm just kind of merging psychology and boxing and talking about how it affects, that's kind of my whole vibe. So, you know what I mean? Just go check that out whenever y'all get a chance. Hey, yo, y'all met my brother Jay. I didn't tip the hat to it, but he's actually a psychologist, you know what I mean? So
shout out
to Jay. Like we kind of was building on that.
Yeah. Yeah, I heard he was talking about the kids fights.
Yeah, man. Because he's a child psychologist, no less. You know what I mean?
Hey, listen, at least
get out of here, really?
At least we was on the same page. You know what I'm saying?
For real. But yeah, man. So listen, I think yo, Ness, definitely. I've been screaming for. It's a shame that they waited to the Eliminator 3 years. Even when you was telling me you was cut it. Yo, Wilder don't have to fight no Dillian Whyte. Now this fight makes sense, man. I think I'm prolific, man. You like to say you Nostradamus, but I don't know, man, because you be closing that door. You be slamming homie's fingers in the door, man.
I never closed it. Remember when they offered Wilder $8 million for Whyte? I told him take that. Eddie said 5 for Chisora, 8 for I'd have took 2-fight deal in the UK and did a tour on their ass with heads on the chopping block. I was always with it. I'm just saying at the time that you and I were going back and forth about it, it was like, yo, he's got to move forward, not backwards. Now, there was a time and an opportunity for him to fight both Chisora and Whyte, and that was when they was being funny with AJ fight. They were saying he wasn't popular, they don't know, so that's why I said it. Like, yo, just go take both of them dudes out, and they can't say nothing no more.
Well, here we are now, man. And I think it makes all the sense in the world for Wilder. You know what I'm saying? And really look at it. Whether he goes Ruiz or Whyte, you know, I think that's a really good. Or, you know, if somehow he mysteriously, luckily gets the winner of AJ and Fury, you know, he's got options, man. So it's good, man. Either way, I'm on board, man. I'm on board.
All right, brother. Well, thanks for calling in. Man, we were getting someone else calling in here.
Somebody will die in that ring.
Who's drilling over here? Doomy, that's you?
Nah, the cleaning ladies are here. My bad, bro. I'm mute.
Wow. They got the... I thought you was in the dentist's office. They drilling on my man.
She cleaned Doomy's teeth on Tuesdays.
Yeah, what the hell?
Yeah, crazy.
Yo, Doomy got the made airy wheat, huh? That's a good deal. We going to Cincinnati. But first.
In Dubai with a whole load of Arabs. Did a new chain with a whole load of carrots. In the ring, I'm a beast, I'm a savage. Hit him in the face, cause a whole lot of damage. In Dubai.
Yeah, what you saying, man? What you saying?
Shit fly.
That shit might have took over, man. Brandon had the best intro, but I don't know about anymore.
I'm deaf.
Hey, whole nother time zone. Jumped up for back with our mind on. Can't play when you here, get your life stole. If you bring it here, then the price grow. Folks jabbing and punching the line long. I drop a pitch and let 9 go. We slap with the fake glass and white go. This only happens in Ohio.
Yo, what's going on? Can you hear me?
I'm
a little congested. Yo, that's crazy, man. That shit popped up on my feed when it first uploaded, because I'm subscribed to that channel. And I was like, my cuz looks so familiar to me. When I realized who it was, I was like, let me hear it. Can he rap? Yeah, I agree. I thought that shit was trash when I heard it too. Like, oh yeah, he ain't good at this, man. He need to stick to boxing. Like, at least he living what he rapping about, though, whooping ass and shit. But yeah, I wasn't fucking with it either. But as far as the topic, man, yeah, this would be great, man. Because, you know, when you think about it, Wilder in a good place. He's getting, what, like $78 million a step aside? Sorry, yeah,
Nathan, you got to remain muted till it's your turn, brother.
Yeah, he's in a great position, you know. According to the, reports, he's getting $78 million a step aside. Let Undisputed go down so he'll get that $78 million. He'll make big money to fight Dillian Whyte, in a showdown. And then he'll get his shot at the Undisputed champion.
Cut it. My man says $78 million. Nathan, talk to us. Nathan, you gotta unmute Matthews. Nathan Matthews. Nathan Matthews.
That's a good one.
Well, while we wait.
Are you gonna play the rest of his catalog?
Oh, there goes Nathan.
Nathan, step into the light.
Nathan, you muted yourself. All right, you're unmuted. You just gotta talk, buddy. You just muted yourself again. What's going on over there, my friend?
Sorry, man, having a bad moment.
I hear you.
There you go.
Yeah, I just wanted to call in. I don't think Wilder would take that Whyte fight because Whyte wouldn't fight him. Wilder would destroy him. I think Whyte just wants to wait for his shot at AJ Fury.
Yeah, but a win over Povetkin doesn't guarantee him that.
No, it doesn't. And I don't think he deserves it either because he had the opportunity to fight Wilder. People forget that he turned down the fight with Brazil and Ortiz to get the mandatory spot in the first place.
Destroy? That's kind of strong, champ. I mean, oh no. I'm not saying I wouldn't consider Wilder the favorite, and I'm not saying that he doesn't win, but destroy, like the way he put it, it's like what that fight's not even worth it because he's gonna last a round or two. Like watching Mayweather,
I just think the styles are
like
all
we watching
wrong.
Mayweather Paul or some shit. Like Give Whyte a little more credit.
Dillian Whyte went life and death with Chisora. I don't think he's got the head movement to move away from that right hand.
Chisora's really tough on any given night. The right Chisora. I mean, he gave Usyk all kinds of problems.
He did give Usyk trouble, but I'm notoriously been saying that Usyk isn't a heavyweight, man.
Yeah, I mean, look,
that's right.
It's one thing if you say he knocks him out. Go ahead. It's one thing if you say he knocks him out and wins, and it's like a crazy knockout. I could vibe with that, but like, I don't know. I think Whyte wins a round or two at least.
Oh, but winning a round or two doesn't mean you didn't get destroyed.
Sure. That's what I'm saying. Like,
beat him to an inch of life the first time.
If you want to put it in that kind of context where it's like a fight that, where it's like an ugly knockout and he loses and that's destroyed, okay. But like destroyed, like the way I interpreted it first was like that fight shouldn't even happen because Whyte has zero chance. Like, I don't see it that way. Like,
bro, before the 5th round comes, Whyte is toasty, bro.
And you might be right. And honestly, I might even take that. Like, I would take a bet like that. Not for Wilder. I mean, but all I'm saying is again, like, I don't know. Ness said it earlier. Like, so many people talk shit about Whyte and have shit on Whyte for so long that it's like his name doesn't mean anything to some people, and like they totally discredit him. But he's a good win.
He feel like he doesn't get his due credit.
I feel like Wilder should get credit for beating somebody, and if he destroys him, we need to recognize he destroyed.
It's just sad to get on that boat, Mario, because Povetkin just destroyed him.
Let me get to
so,
James.
like, please forgive me for not jumping on.
James Payne Lethal. Just listening, going once, 2 times.
Just listening.
All right. Time to go on out to Mr. CYP. Free call. Mr. He didn't get my free call.
Hey, hold on. Let's get this out the way first. For everybody who don't know, I'm originally from Compton, California. If you don't know about Compton in the 90s, go look it up. There ain't no way in hell any of us is worried about no Brixton, UK. Respect to Brixton, but you ain't on Compton level. Secondly, when it comes down to Dillian Whyte, y'all got to hear some facts. Dillian Whyte turned down the mandatory shot versus Brazil for Helenius for more money. John Molina stepped in for Brazil. Brazil beat Molina. Brazil was waiting for all those years. It was him who was waiting. Then Stavern had a rematch clause that he had when he lost his belt, which he had to fight because he was suing Wilder and he had already took step-aside money. These are facts. Lastly. Nobody wants to admit how the hell could Wilder take step-aside money in a fight that he has no bearing in. The case doesn't matter. The contract expired. So what the hell are you giving him step-aside money for if he has no dog in his fight? Some of y'all don't want to admit that you were wrong, but you want to say that he took step-aside money.
Exactly.
So
that's what I was saying yesterday. People like, what contract, Ness? What contract? Like, with laughing out loud emoji, and it's like, bro, if there's no contract, how the hell is he getting money? Like,
so that's debunked?
That's why. No, it's not debunked. See, I when I listened to the show, somebody had called in and said that, but they had attributed to Ness, but I didn't hear the early part of it, so I didn't know if Ness had said that. But that's exactly, that's the end of that show right there. It's like, how do you argue, whether or not there was like a binding contract or what, cards Wilder had to play, and then also argue him taking step-aside money? Like, that doesn't make any sense.
I see.
Yeah, I just want someone on Team Wilder to either come out, deny, and confirm, right? Because it's Max putting it out there, Kellerman, that Wilder will be accepting $5 to $10 million in step aside. We got a counterpunch from Brandon in Cincinnati.
Brandon.
Yo, Ness, breaking news.
What up?
My voice, we can all agree 78 Sports is like the biggest Wilder Man fan. He's in the know. He gets the interviews. He said yesterday that the Max Kellerman is full of shit. Wilder hasn't took no step-aside money. Wilder hasn't settled, and they're still in arbitration. He said that's a narrative, bro, that they trying to push. He said Wilder ain't stepping aside. So it sounded to me like
Hey, I believe him. I believe him. You know, I think that 78 definitely is in high communication with Wilder, and I think he could have definitely sent him a message asking if Kellerman had any truth. So if he's saying that he's not accepting, I would believe it.
That's what I'm saying. Wilder fanboys need to get their narratives in order, man. They shit change every other day, brother.
Well, I mean, we could only go off of the news. Listen, we can only go off the news, Brandon. So if Kellerman is saying that he's accepting, then we went off that. Now you're saying that 78 is saying he talked to Wilder and Wilder said he's not accepting, that he's still in arbitration. Then we got to go with that. News is daily.
Yeah.
You know, you can't get mad. You can't get mad at people for following the news as closely as you are. Look, you the one knew about 78 talking to Wilder, not us. So you changing the narrative. We were stuck on step aside money. You letting us know new information, and then you're mad at us for wanting to switch to the new information.
Well, I don't think he was saying that. I think what the point is with that is that there is a like, are they trying to put out this narrative, right? Like that happens in politics, that happens in like a lot of things, right? Where they'll say something to get people to think like a certain way. But the reason why it's weird in this situation, because like Max and ESPN and Top Rank and Eddie and like this whole machine can start turning and yeah, exactly, and put out this information that may or may not be true, but only to get people to start to accept it. So it's like, oh, he's taking step aside money. Oh, well then in your head now you are like okay with the idea of it. And I mean that's how I see it. Like, what other reason would they put out that news if not to, dictate the the narrative?
I'm just saying it don't work to put out Wilder's taking step aside money only for Wilder to say I ain't taking step aside money. Y'all not having this fight. Like everyone just announced this fight. Makes no sense. Like this, and again, this is new information. This is new information that Brandon has given us. We got a super chat counterpunch from Mr. CYP.
City of Compton.
Let's go. The funny thing is Brandon don't want to admit that Wilder didn't get hosed, that Wilder does have a case, so he's trying to flip it now. I ain't never said I believed he took step aside money because one, I could find out. I don't have to find out because I know he didn't. But my point is, people are saying, the same people who said he did not have a dog in the fight are saying he took step aside money, so you're admitting that he has a dog in the fight. And if 78 Sports had to contact Wilder to see if he took step aside money, why would he do that if he too believes Wilder doesn't have a dog in this fight? So Brandon, again, just admit it, my man. You don't know what's going on in that court case. You know that Wilder does have a dog in this fight, and he didn't get played like you keep trying to tell everybody. Man up, be a man about it, dog. You don't know shit about what's going on with Wilder. You're just a Wilder hater. The more you talk, the more stupid you sound. I know him. You don't. Get over that, my guy. CYPL.
All right.
There you go.
I will admit I know nothing about what's going on with that.
Yeah, it's a very weird situation.
It is.
It's a day by day type of thing, like you said.
You're absolutely right.
It is. It is definitely day by day. New news comes out every day. Brandon, if you can be ever so kind as to maybe forward us that audio so that we can play it. If it's Wilder or if it's 78 Sports here on YouTube.com saying that he spoke to Wilder, because I would take his word for it. Did we ever go to Decatur, Georgia?
We did not.
We did not. We never held the border wars there.
Get your ass in the ring and
Ain't
swing,
no
man.
boxing motherfucker like this.
Boxingwords.com.
Hey, Daddy. Boxing thinking man's game.
This is dollar bill.
Skill. Up here. You gotta be out think a motherfucker. That's what
Boxingwords.com.
He was having pain.
What up?
What up, Campion?
Everything's kosher, man. Hey, Mario, you owe me a shirt, dog. You ain't come to border war.
Uh-oh.
I got you, big dog. I got you.
Bet it up.
I'll hit you up on IG.
All right, bet it up. I'm going to get Lawrence O'Coley to walk me out at Border Wars and let him, you heard me?
You going to stun everybody.
I know not trying to reach out to his ass for real though, but on some real shit, I'm happy for what I don't know. Whatever the fuck going on with Wilder, I ain't getting in that man business. I'm just happy the motherfucker getting back in the ring. Whoever it is, it don't matter. Just get in the fucking ring and swing, bro. Keeping it short and simple. Shout out to everybody. I'm out there count. Oh, shout out to Info Joe and Baldy, my guys. Hold it down.
Shout out to Canelo since we giving out shout outs, man. Shout out to Canelo for being on Mike Tyson, Hot Boxing with Mike, and speaking English. I didn't even watch it yet.
I haven't seen it yet.
I saw clips of it. He's speaking English, and
I saw that on Twitter.
They had your man's on there, Mario. Your Mexican, a super MMA star. What's my man's God?
Henry
Cejudo.
Cejudo. Yeah, I saw him. I didn't see it, but I saw like clips on Twitter and like still frames and shit.
We got a super chat from Rodney who says Charlos versus Benavidez. Charlo said, "Make it happen." Yeah, I was actually going with that. I was gonna go with that yesterday, and then the other heavyweight news was there, and I just feel like heavyweight news is bigger news, man. I'm sorry, I'm a casual. I admit it.
Yeah.
What do you want me to say? I'm afraid. Remember that, Rocky?
Yeah. Shout out to our boy.
Who? Canelo.
No. Getting the interview. I'm trying to think of his podcast. What's his podcast name? God damn it. With the Charlo interview.
Oh, you're talking about Brian Custer.
Yeah, but Brian Custer's show. What's it called?
Getting that interview. You
the
mean
Last Stand podcast.
You mean scheduling that interview? Brian
scheduling. That's what I said. Yeah, you're right. But he, yeah, man,
I put that on everything I love.
I put it on everything.
Yeah. He won't make it. Look how many rounds. But like, yo, my man's had me dying though. He won't get past the 4th round, 5th round, 6th round.
He just kept counting, dog. Right.
Yo, but the truth is, like, he could have had that energy 4 or 5 months ago, because that's what I've been saying about Benavidez. When people were saying he's the guy to beat Canelo, I'm like, y'all really don't know boxing, man. Like, a dude that squares up that much, come on, bro. He's dying to get dropped, and it don't matter. It don't matter if it's a flash knockdown or not. That shit is 2 points off your scorecard. Bottom fucking line. If Ronald, nobody, Graville, we ain't seen him since you had a rematch. You had 2 fights with Ronald and got dropped in one. My dude, Canelo, Charlo, I'm putting both of them. I'm picking both of them. I'm telling y'all right now, I'm picking both of them. I know I fuck with Jose, the father, but his son squares up too much. Come on, man.
His
Ronald
face
Ellis.
Red as hell when
Ronald
he
Ellis
fought.
put hands on you, man. Charlo would destroy. Like, I just don't know, man.
But why are you okay? So are you saying that he should fight him because he's like low hanging fruit, or
I'm saying Charlo should fight him because he would have been created his own fucking lane. Now some of us already see what Ness been saying because he just fought Ronald Ellis. You know what I'm saying? So now someone's like, damn, Ronald Ellis, damn, my man just had he had a draw, which he really ain't get a draw with Junior Johan, and like, who is Ronald Ellis really beat? And he put hands on him. And I ain't saying he beat up Benavidez, but he put hands on him. And that's a regular guy. A Jamal or a Canelo land those same shots, we got a problem, Houston.
I hear you, but like for me, it's like before you said 6 months ago. You said why he could have had this energy 6 months ago. Like for me, I feel like it's building towards the reason to take that fight. Like I think the longer you go back, the less that makes sense. Like why? Because there are people that are mistaken about how.
No, Mario, you confusing what I'm trying to say. If he would have did this 6 months ago, he would have jumped in front of the boxing fans that are now awake. 6 months ago, boxing was asleep thinking Benavidez was a killer. They were saying he was the guy.
Okay, so you saying that he keeps his feet to the fire, not necessarily takes the fight.
Yo, this guy's lost,
like he
man.
Keep talking shit.
Doomy, help me and help him.
I just don't get. I don't.
All right. Let me see if Doomy gets me. Look, I'm saying if he would have talked as tough as he talked on the Brian Custer 6 months ago, it would have been, it's the same hit, but I'm saying it would have been better because there were some of us, right? Not me, but there were some of us who thought Benavidez was that guy. oh, Canelo's ducking him. Benavidez beats Canelo. He'll beat Charlo. But now, with the Ronald Ellis fight, that has changed. And it's obviously changed for Charlo. Before Ronald Ellis, I want to catch weight, take a vaccine. After Ronald Ellis, man, this boy get hit too much. I'll beat him up. And that's what I'm saying. I've been knew that. I've been said he get hit too much. I've been said he squares up. And I've been said he could get knocked down. If Charlo would have jumped on it early, all the dudes that had the cape on for Benavidez thinking he was the next. Oh, he'll beat Plant. Plant ducking him. Canelo's ducking him. Charlo's ducking him. And he would have stood up, made his own lane, moved up a division. They would have loved him. Not to say
he would have made more waves at that time. I get it.
And not to say that they're not going to still love him. But, again, there are some boxing fans that are now woke. They see, oh, well, damn, maybe Benavidez ain't that dude. You know what I'm saying? Because he just keeps getting hit by average men. He getting hit by average men.
The way you just explained it now, and actually also C-Dub's chat, makes me understand what you're saying. Okay, so it's like saying it now after we have some evidence on the contrary of what he can do and who he can be. It's like it doesn't hit the same way as if he was saying it before we were... And I don't want to use the word exposed. That's a bad word. That's too strong. But before, everything you were saying. So, I get that. That makes sense.
I mean, you could say exposed. I mean, he exposed some of the holes that he presents in the fight. And look, David Benavidez, his style is, he gets hit. The guy's durable as hell.
That's what makes him fun, too, though.
But Charlo does hit a lot harder than these guys that he's talking about. Charlo has that
defense.
ability.
You seen his defense in the fucking Derevyanchenko fight? He took his game to the next level and showed you. That Derevyanchenko, my man, was catching everything. Top, bottom, left, boom, all in the pocket on him, man. Y'all slipping.
I saw David Benavidez with a lot of red marks on his face. I didn't get to see the entire fight, so I'm literally right now talking from watching clips. I'm going to go back and see it to see how much he got hit and with what punches.
Listen to Potato
sometimes...
Chip.
If you're going forward and you're taking, punches that are not really significant, and you know what you're able to take, you know what danger you're putting yourself in, that could be a calculated guy moving forward. But you could get hit.
You're right, and they said that about Tank versus Leo. No, they said that about Tank versus Leo. Like, yo, he knew Leo had nothing, so he took those shots. It was a necessary evil, right? That's what you mean, right?
Yep. Yeah.
And that's cool. But my point is, Devin Haney hits Tank. Teofimo hits Tank. With any of them shots that Leo was hitting him, we got a different fight. And that's what the fuck I'm saying here. Yeah, Potato Chip Super Chat is saying, that come on, Ness. Ellis landed nothing significant. Cool. But those insignificant shots get landed by Charlo or Canelo, and we got a different fight. We got a different
And that's
fight.
a problem with the style, because it's like you could suggest, well, the same thing with like the Leo fight, right, with Tank. It's like, well, he'll absorb those punches knowing that it gives him a clearer route to landing his own punches that will effectively mean more in the fight. But it's like when you continue that style, and when you allow fight scripts, right, like we call game scripts, fight scripts, to go that way, then if that those same moments present themselves against a Canelo or a Charlo, it's night.
Counterpunch, Mr. PBC.
Counterpunch.
Yeah, shout out to Floyd for beating Canelo, and shout out to Floyd for training, I guess, with Anthony Joshua for the Tyson Fury fight. I've been said Deontay should have took that, but it is what it is.
Me too.
But when it comes to Benavidez, I'm with you guys on it. I've seen a lot of exploitations. He's too weak in the midsection, he's too open in the midsection. And shout out to Brandon, biggest hater of Deontay Wilder. That's my call.
See what the fuck I mean? He thinks I'm fickle. And this is my last whole 20 minutes was about dudes like him. This dude would literally call in and say, oh, shout out to Mr. Orchada, who said he'll never fight Mexicans. Who you think he talking about? Benavidez. Now, after Saturday, he called him out. Yeah, I'm with you. He can't do this, he can't do that. But 2 weeks ago he was Mr. Chada is ducking him. You know, why Canelo don't want a Mexican on Mexican crime? That was all his jokes. Y'all forget, and this is what I'm fucking saying. Had Charlo jumped on this shit and seen what we see, he would have been like, oh, everybody, dudes like him would have been like, look, Charlo's that dude. Canelo ducking Benavidez, but Charlo fighting him. Now, he ain't got that energy. Oh, yeah, Benavidez, man, he'll lose to Charlo, man. You know, I've seen many exploitations. Fuck out of here. You ain't see exploitations when you was calling in every single day talking about, oh, Mexican on Mexican. He don't want to fight Mexican. Shout out to Canelo ducking Mexicans.
What happened?
And this is what I'm saying. This what the fuck I'm saying, man. Y'all better... Yo, boxers need to be on my Patreon, man, because I'm telling you what the fuck it is, man. I'm painting you the future, man. Y'all doing shit late. Fucking late. Anyway.
I would pay for Ness to read my
Gunner forever. Gunner forever. Look. He even super chatting something I've been saying, man. That's my fucking phrase, man. Don't tell me I heard other rappers saying that. At 160, 168, make your own lane. Stop waiting on Canelo. That's my shit. I've been saying that fucking shit. Make your own lane. Y'all dudes, man, but I love it. You a fan of the show. I see what it is. Y'all better stop fucking lying. I the one told y'all Benavidez got to get in there and destroy somebody on a high level. High level. Porky Medina's and Ronald Gravil's and now Ronald Ellis. Man, y'all tripping, man.
Yo, and George, DFW says, Charlo beats David easy. He fights close and squares up like Ryan Garcia.
Everybody calling the square up shit now.
I know, right?
Now they see the square in this, huh?
Yo.
I'll be honest with you, like, I'm not too worried about the squaring up.
Because he's picking because of pick moments?
The reason I'm not worried is because, like, come on, like if you're on the Red Banderas team, like you're gonna tell your guy, like, yo, David, like, you can't take these punches like you've been taking with these other guys. Like, you're gonna have to switch it up. And this is what I was talking about yesterday with Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury. Like, you guys can't keep saying that this is gonna happen. Is it likely to happen if he stays on that route? Hell freaking yeah. Yeah, he'll get knocked out. But I don't think.
Yo, you tripping, like ignorant boxing. You must be a hater today because Jamal beat way better people than Benavidez has. Way better people. Yeah, you could single out Dervinchenko and Dennis Hogan, but what about the rest of the names on his resume? You know, what about Trout? What about Trout? What about Julian Williams?
Yeah, Jamal's been in there.
Come on, you tripping. And those names are way better names than Ronald fucking Graville and Ronald Ellison. No disrespect to neither one of those. They do what I can't do, but you know, we talking boxing and who could beat who. And in this scenario, man, Charlo is superior to that dude. Man.
I can't sit here and argue that.
Yo, that fight ain't even gonna. Let me tell you, it's not even gonna look like that anyway. It's not gonna look like any of Benavidez fights ever. It's gonna be a sellout. And what I mean by that is that Benavidez is gonna have to sell out to get past that jab of Charlo. He ain't even none of that. He ain't even gonna get an opportunity to square up because he gonna be eating jabs all night.
And that's the problem. That's why people always say it's like, well, you know, you got to fight like a southpaw before, or like you want to fight southpaws to get ready for southpaws. You want to fight, you know, fighters that fight close to get ready for, you know, an inside fight, whatever. Like sparring, same thing, right? It's like if you're fighting a specific way, and then you're not showing the ability to get around a jab or to find your moments without taking hellacious shots or wide open shots, then who's to say you're going to be able to do it, you know, when you tell yourself, okay, I can't do it this time. Like, well, what else are you going to do? You know what I'm saying? Like, what else have we seen? Because if you had that ability, I don't know if you would just take the shots. You know what I'm saying? Like, this the whole Golovkin shit that we used to talk about. So, I don't know.
I mean,
but
he just, listen, I hear him. He's like, yo,
they always bringing Korobov up for Charlo. Like.
Bro, it was a late. Listen, I could bring up Korobov too. Why. I could bring up Korobov too if I wanna be mean. But the truth of the matter is, it was a late minute replacement that switched from southpaw to orthodox, or orthodox to southpaw.
People forget what that does to a camp. Like, it disrupts the whole game plan. Like, it's not the same.
No, you're absolutely right.
Yo, Show Kid. Good morning, TBV. Ness. Who is the new co-host?
You talking about Morehouse?
Talking about you.
Talking about you, bro.
Oh, you think my mustache?
Yo, Korobov put hands on Charlo. They're saying absolutely. You guys can run with that. Let's just make this Benavidez fight. I'm picking motherfucking Charlo. That's all, man.
But that's the thing. It's like, and that's the point. Like, I wasn't trying to say why bring up Korobov. Like, that wasn't, like that's not somebody to bring up. But at the end, if you look at the context of that fight, like you said, Ness, you know what I'm saying? And then what happened when he had his next chance to really show out with Derevchenko? Like, you can't, like, every fighter's as good as their last fight. Like, sometimes that's a, dick way of looking at things, or sometimes, people are just being haters by doing that. But that other times, like, you have to look at it and say, a fighter's growing and continues to grow. So you could point at Korobov and really say, like, would that happen again? Just like you could say, well, would Lomachenko lose to Salido, now? Or, like, fighters grow from those, pit stops.
You got dough on Benavidez? Well, I would love to get that dough with you, Rodney. I'm telling you. Let's hope they make the fight. Benavidez says it's easy to make because they're on the same side. Now Charlo got that energy based off the clip that Brian Custer put out. Shout out to Brian Custer. Let's make that fight, man. That's a big fight, man. That's a big fight, man. And listen, Al, you label the fight a champion going up so that he could still come into the fight with his belt and the network gets what they want. I suggest pay-per-view. I think, Charlo just came off a pay-per-view. It wasn't the best, but I bet you if you do the math, it ain't like Charlo's is receiving $10 million. So, maybe 120 at 80 divided by 2, and whatever's left over was enough to pay the brothers and Jason Rosario and Derevchenko and things like that, sponsorship and stuff. Maybe it makes sense to keep Charlo on pay-per-view. Right now with Texas being wide open, I hate doing this. This was supposed to be its own fucking show, but fuck it. With Texas being wide open, maybe they can do something there. You got Bandera Roja. He did well on the undercard of Earl and Mikey, and people seem to forget that. I was there live. I heard them cheering. That place was lit when he came out. And I mean Benavidez. So I think why everything on PBC has to be pay-per-view? Because that's what you got to do when you paying high-level fighters. That's what you're doing. The PBC doesn't have a billionaire app. They got a network that's got a budget. I mean, who the fuck has got this background noise, man? Somebody just muted. Who the fuck was that?
I was on mute, and then I unmuted just now.
I'm going to kill one of y'all with the ruining of the show, man. Let me get to these super chats. But yeah, man, it's on pay-per-view because we trying to reassure the network and Al Heyman that we want that fight that bad. I want it that bad. I'm willing to pay. I don't know. If you're not willing to pay, don't pay. You're not willing to pay, don't pay.
I hear you, but at the same time, it's like, I don't know. It's tough because you want to sell that fight as like a legitimate A-side, B-side fight, like not an A-side fighter picking his B-side guy. With David Benavidez, I think he needs a bigger fight, not pay-per-view, for the exposure to put himself on that level of Charlo, because physically speaking and in the ring we can debate who wins or whatever, but if you think about both of these guys in terms of what they make and their exposure in boxing, David's very close to being a high market B-side for the Canelos and Charlos of the world. He's gotten a lot of popularity off of really not like big time exposure, to be honest with you.
So you don't think this is pay-per-view worthy?
I do think that it would be pay-per-view. I'll put it that way. I do think it would be pay-per-view. I don't think it should be yet. I think we need to see Benavidez in a I mean, free fight's not the word that you could use, but you get what I'm trying to say. It's like, I don't want to see him in a pay-per-view until he's done something that you can really put like your stamp on, beat an opponent, like a him and Caleb Plant on Fox would be huge. And then rolling into a Jamal Charlo pay-per-view, I mean, that makes it even bigger. Like, I just feel like the numbers would not
I think Charlo's done enough though, right, to get another pay.
No, definitely, 100%.
Benavidez is probably the one that's in question.
Listen to me. I'm
I'm
gonna be honest. If you don't make this pay-per-view, you are really losing that opportunity to put Charlo on pay-per-view. Because
again,
think about it. If you don't fight the Mexican Benavidez, two-time youngest champion in the world, on pay-per-view, Canelo fights him on pay-per-view. They're gonna sell it on Dazn on pay-per-view the way they did his last two fights. If Plant fights Canelo, that'll be pay-per-view. So who you gonna do it with Charlo if you don't give him the Benavidez and put it on pay-per-view? Who does Charlo fight on pay-per-view outside of Canelo?
You're absolutely
this is top
right.
tier right
and
here.
That's again the problem with the pay-per-view strategy. You know, it's like it can handicap people because you're absolutely right. If you're not going to put David Benavidez on pay-per-view with Charlo, then what fight with Charlo does get, pay-per-view? You said it great.
No, and think about this. Like, if you're not going to put Charlo on pay-per-view, who's already done a pay-per-view, who's a two-time two-division champion with Benavidez, are you going to put Keller Plant versus Benavidez on pay-per-view? So that's my point. Like, Charlo and Benavidez are the two best to really do a pay-per-view. Like, Keller Plant has an opportunity to do a pay-per-view with Benavidez because he's been successful on PBC, but he's never done one. At least we got numbers for Charlo.
Mm-hmm.
So with Caleb, it's still a bit of a mystery. Will he and Benavidez do well? I think Charlo, has a better resume, has a better track record with the boxing public. He's been on Showtime. Like he's been on multiple networks for them to remember him and want to buy his pay-per-view.
I agree with what you're saying, and it logically and logistically. But my only point that I feel like has to be made is, and again, I'm just pulling numbers out of my ass. This is only an opinion, but if you really think about it, whatever number that you could put on a Charlo Benavidez pay-per-view, right? Like, let's just say it's 250,000 buys. Let's just say that. I'm not saying that. Let's just say that.
Yeah.
If you have a fight with David Benavidez against the Caleb Plant or a high-profile fight that isn't pay-per-view, like that kind of momentum. I mean, it's the difference between doubling those numbers. You could, logistically see 500,000 from coming off of that kind of momentum and building it up in that kind of way.
But we need to see the data that I'm sure promoters have is like the difference in like what sort of popularity gain or advertisers,
also regional, where does the fighter do well?
What do we gain by having 1.6 million people watch Charlo Benavidez versus having 200,000 pay for it?
All it does is help the bottom line for Canelo. Like, it makes them a more lucrative fight. Like, at the end of the day, what does it do for their bottom line?
And that's the investment. Because if you're out and you're like, well, we can do our own pay-per-view with Charlo and Benavidez, we're still leaving our 168-pound champion Caleb available for the Canelo fight, but we're simultaneously making Canelo's next opponent. By putting Charlo and Benavidez together on pay-per-view, Canelo and his team are paying attention. Well, how many buys did they do? Because that could be a dance partner.
It's crazy. Both of you presenting a good argument. And all I can say is that these two guys are top tier guys now. You know what I'm saying? I think that pay-per-view worthy. Mario, I get it. You could build up right now. They don't do a pay-per-view and it builds up to be a bigger pay-per-view between Canelo and them. But I say get the money now. And these guys, both of them, are deserved in a pay-per-view. And I think people will actually pay for it and be excited for it. You got Mexico backing up David Benavidez, a whole bunch of fans he's bringing. My man Charlo got his following. Him and his bro got one of the biggest followings in IG as boxers. So, I think it does really, really well with the pay-per-view, man. I know I'd pay for it, man. I'd really want to see that fight. And if I'm Canelo, that's the other route, the other point of view than Ness was mentioning. Shit, I'm watching to see what's going on. Do people get excited? How did if anything, I want to see it because shit, these are two guys that are trying to take my head off. I'd love to see how high level and what they're doing and how they react to each other. I'm watching if I'm Canelo. So I think a pay-per-view wouldn't be so bad, man, at all.
Here goes another
You're absolutely
element.
right.
Here goes another element for the people that are like, because this guy said, hey, a pay-per-view fight without any belts, and I sense sarcasm in that. So thank you for helping us help them. So when they listen to the playback, all they got to do is make this for a WBC 168-pound final eliminator, right? Benavidez is already the number one. There is no mandatory because Canelo just beat Yeardom. He's got 12 months to the next mandatory. Charlo as the champion at 1/6 wants to fight the champion at 168 who is busy. So they give him the number one for the final eliminator. Thank you, Abid. Abide in the divine or whatever your name is.
Abide in the vine.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying?
We're going,
No, I think you're absolutely right. And like going back to Doomy's point too, like the narrative is so important because if like it's like Charlo wins and beats the Mexican, Canelo that's the fight right there. That makes the most sense. Then if David Benavidez were to upset the long-standing opponent in Charlo, Mexico versus Mexico, come on.
Yo, I'm building this shit so beautifully in my head. Yo, Charlo got to have the same energy as the podcast and just be like, yo, I'm the Mexican killer. Yo, I'm the Mexican killer. I'm going to kill him, and then Canelo got no place to hide. And that's it. The fight he's been dying for. You just
became Charlo.
Yo, you got to, you know, force it. You gotta force it. I love it.
That's that Mayweather talk, man. I don't know if these guys would come out like that.
Well,
bro.
he
did it on the podcast.
He
so
did it
you
on the
might
podcast.
Yeah. No, I feel you. I think too, though, if you were to able to like try to sneak it in like June or July, and then David Benavidez wins, like I still think that, like, if he were to, I'm saying, like, again, I'm just painting the narrative. Like, that fight fits so well into a Canelo. And it's like, I could logistically see them looking at a Caleb Plant fight, and no offense to Caleb Plant, but the only thing that makes sense there at that point is trying to win all the titles. And if that's your only title to win, I understand it. But if you're in a situation where like BJS doesn't happen, right, because a lot of screwy shit's going on, like I think if you're Canelo's team, you're looking at a fight between Benavidez and Charlo and saying that's good enough, the winner, to jump Caleb Plant in this. And I'm not, wishing that upon anybody. I'm not saying Caleb Plant, whatever. But all I'm saying is that Caleb Plant is probably going to sit until September. And if either Charlo or David Benavidez or both were to capture the public's imagination, that's a long time from the summer into September, and securing that opponent, it could be big time.
Yo, how much would you guess Al paid Jermell for his unification with Rosario?
I don't know, champ. Tell us.
I don't know either. I'm asking you to guess.
Oh, you asking to guess for real? Oh man, I don't know. I don't like guessing because I feel like if I guess it, then people will be like, "Man, you disrespectful." Yeah, exactly.
I stood quiet. I'm like, I'm not so good with the numbers.
What do you think, Doomy?
I'm not so good with the numbers.
I pulled it up. I got them both now. So Charlo got $1 million, and Jason got $400,000. They each got 60%. Both Charlos got 60% of the pay-per-view revenue share, and both opponents got 40% of the revenue share. And their guaranteed was $1,400,000, and the other one was $1.75 and $500,000. So how much is that, Mario? That's 1.9.
You both get 60%, and opponents both get 40%. Like they split 40 and 60.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say
60% revenue share for Charlo, 40% for Rosario, and the same thing for Derevyanchenko. He got a 40% revenue share of the pay-per-view buys, and Charlo got a 60%. So it's 1.75 plus 1 million. That's 2.75. Then you want to just round up for another. So they spent 3.75 on the main events, co-main and main. If you do
and if you really want to break it down, I mean, it was kind of two main events, the way that they built it, the way that they tried to structure it pay-per-view wise and broadcast wise. But but that's a lofty price. But like again, I don't know.
So
Pay-per-view
what
splits
I'm
is
doing,
difficult
though,
for the brother.
what I'm doing is that, Jemmy, who's a known Charlo hater, was saying that 120 was a flippity flop, and in normal standards it really is. In normal standards it really is. But this is they didn't even break even. They made a little bit more of money, right? If you do the 120 by the 80, it's like 9.6 million. Divide that, you get like 4.8, and then subtract the purses here on paper, which are coming about less than 3, right? Or a little more than 3, right? What I said, 1.2, 1.7 plus the million, that's 2, and then the 5 and the 9 and the 4, that's 9. 5 and the 5 and the 4 and the 9. So we're talking 3.75. So, right, 3.75.
I thought you said something different.
Really? No, 1.7 plus the million for Charlo, because this big Charlo got 175, little Charlo got 1. That's 275, and then I said just round Rosario, who got 4 to 5. That's another mil, so that makes it 375. And then half of the pay-per-view was 4.8. So there's a possibility that they did okay, and wouldn't mind putting Charlo back on pay-per-view versus Benavidez. And it probably will do better numbers than this 120 that was reported.
I would imagine so.
But these are low purses. So when people say like, oh, that that pay-per-view flop, like again, we did the math for Tank. These guys aren't the heavyweights. They're not making tens of millions per fight.
It's like this. Like, do you remember when Chavez Jr. And this is before Chavez Jr. was Chavez Jr. He fought John Duddy on pay-per-view. Do you remember that?
Hell yeah. But it was a top-ranked pay-per-view only.
It was a top-ranked pay-per-view. Yeah.
And it was like $40 back then, too. I think it was like $39.
Yeah, I think it was cheaper than that. I paid for it. I remember it. I think it was a little cheaper than that. But the point I'm trying to make is that they put that on pay-per-view, and it didn't even. I don't even think it broke 100,000 if I remember correctly. But I might not be.
Did 40,000, man.
Yeah. So it's like, but relative to what they got paid. Yeah, and I don't know the purses off the top of my head, but all I'm saying is that this is relative. Like that's the problem with the Mayweather eras. Everybody compares pay-per-view numbers to the million mark buy, not realizing that what Mayweather and Pacquiao were doing at that time was unprecedented. It was. I mean, listen, we're gonna get history books about that in boxing one day, about how nuts that was, and it really. It affected the market to this day. To this day, the market is still affected, and it's a goalpost. It's a goalpost that really should not be in play for most, if not like all fighters of this era. Like there was something special that they were doing.
We got some super chats. So Ken Stone saying, if these guys don't fight each other, don't be surprised GGG or Murata gets the payday before them. King Nello wants undisputed. Get in line, y'all. And Trey Miller says, y'all wrong about Benavidez, but what do I know? With 3 hands in the air emoji. And he may have, he definitely has a stake to the claim of knowing a little bit about boxing. He's been our TBB Fantasy Pick'em League winner or top 3 for some time now. Shout out to Trey Miller.
Yeah.
Rodney Evans says, Mario, you tripping, big dog. The kid is 24 years old, 24 wins, no losses, and 21 KOs. Name someone at 24 that has done that and a 2-time champion. So how isn't that a pay-per-view fight? Tank done that.
No. And that's a good point. And what I was trying to suggest more is that Benavidez Charlo should be bigger than what it is. And it's not that it's a small fight. I just feel like if Benavidez were to get that marquee win that isn't on pay-per-view, I mean, again, I have no figures to back this up, and this is just really my own, guerrilla math rationale. But I really feel like you're talking the difference between several 100,000 pay-per-view buys. I mean, it's, but it's like, how strong a B-side is David Benavidez right now? You know what I'm saying? That's the ultimate question. But yeah, it should be a pay-per-view, or it would be a pay-per-view. It's got to be.
Super chat. Gunner Forever. PBC is broke. Sign to DAZN, a global sports entity. Listen.
Oh, they broke?
I'm a purist, so, and I don't think I mean that in the traditional sense of the boxing definition of purist. I'm a purist that I mean like boxing for me first. Boxing, whatever's best for boxing is best. And if DAZN can sign Al and the PBC the way that they had Golden Boy and Eddie on Matchroom and in the DAZN, I would love it. But just remember that we didn't get Canelo and DAZN fighters, Golden Boy and DAZN fighters fighting all that too often. And remember that Andre is on DAZN and hasn't gotten Gennady or Billy Joe or Canelo. So, he's fighting Liam Williams. So, just because they go to DAZN doesn't really mean we're going to get the fights. But I'm with you that if everybody is on one place, I'm not DAZN versus PBC, which it seems you are. For me, if it was my super chat, I'd be saying PBC is broke, right? Because that's what you assume. Top Rank, PBC, Lou DiBella, Salida, everyone should sign the DAZN, a global entity. Why? Because I want them all on one network so we don't have any issues getting the fights. You know what I mean? I want them all there. I want us to be able to be like, oh, yeah, he's not on the wrong side of the street. I prefer them to be all on the right side.
One street, yeah. No, I agree.
I get tired of the promoter back and forth bullshit. But we got Rue in the 504. What up?
Yeah, what's happening, fellas? What's going on? Good morning.
Good morning.
What up, Rue?
The Charlo Benavidez fight, I'll take that. I think it's pay-per-view. It'll be a nice scrap. But as far as just the show's topic, is there a possibility that Andy Ruiz gets introduced in this equation? I mean,
for Wilder, if they offer him Ruiz, that's a bigger fight than Dillian Whyte.
What about if Wilder's not in the picture, though?
What, Ruiz, Dillian Whyte?
Ruiz faces the winner of Povetkin Whyte. Just as a possibility.
I mean, I guess it can be, but that's not what Sulaiman said. You know what I mean? Like, Sulaiman is the one that made this scenario up.
The way I look at it, the reason why is because the way Sulaiman has moved Ruiz in his rankings. I mean, he was number 10 after he lost to AJ. Mm-hmm. And over the last year, he went from 8 to 5, and now he's number 4 with the rankings that just came out last week. So,
yeah,
I don't know. I think Wilder needs to get a fight just to keep his name in there because Ruiz is fighting soon, isn't he?
He is, but that's the thing. Yeah. Ruiz could be moving without a fight, but Wilder's also remained at number 1 without a fight. So Ruiz is he's only getting closer, but he's still not ahead of Wilder, Whyte, or Povetkin.
Which is perfect, but if you look at the WBC's rules for calling mandatories or whatever, they can do whatever they want. Even if
whatever they want
Wilder's ahead of Ruiz, they can leapfrog him. So I think Wilder needs to get a fight this year at the latest, summer or fall, just to keep his name in there, because I fully suspect, and I could be dead wrong, I fully suspect that they got their Mexican in the rankings. They might leapfrog Wilder if he's not careful.
Never.
I hope I'm wrong, dude, but that's just the way I'm looking at it.
Listen,
it would be wrong. It would be wrong, but I would not put it past them, honestly.
First of all, they can't leapfrog Ruiz over Wilder with a win over Areola, who's been retired and is not even ranked.
Hell no. So you're absolutely right.
Areola is ranked number 9 in the WBA by
no,
FYI.
You're lying.
No, seriously.
Are you serious?
I'm serious.
Oh my God, he is above Michael.
But look, that'll never happen, right? Because Mauricio isn't stupid. Like he knows boxing. As good as Andy Ruiz is, or as good as you guys think he is, he will never be as dominant as Wilder was.
No, not at all. And that's the thing is,
he's never gonna go on that type of a run. So for the WBC to invest in him is like investing in a one-fight deal.
And that's the thing too. I think if you're part of the Ruiz team, you're better off fighting these fights, making what you can, and waiting for the smoke to clear.
Not even
for a potential Wilder fight, or Whyte or whatever.
Ruiz is gonna do the same thing Benavidez is doing. They are a name with a country, so they just fight the who's who, not really the top, and wait for the top to pick them for a big fight because they bring a certain demographic. I mean, we could tell the truth.
It's like a less bullshit version of what Chris John used to do. You know what I'm saying? So you put yourself in a situation where you fight these fights knowing that you can make your bread, knowing that you could do all these things. But if we're talking about the actual pieces of the pie, that make up the championship, the heavyweight championship picture, I wouldn't sit here and say, oh yeah, I would want to see Ruiz over Wilder in some of these fights. No, I think if anybody's got a legitimate shot at dethroning the top of the upper echelon of the division, it's Wilder. Wilder is the upper echelon of the division. So Ruiz has a great win. Can't nobody take it away from him. But he also shit the bed in a way that very much gives you doubt. He's looking good now, but we'll see.
Don't get me wrong, man. I can see a boxing scenario where Ruiz can beat Wilder if he's able to be so fast it surprises Wilder, and now he's cutting the distance. And
really?
I mean,
yeah, bro. You seen him Quadzilla?
Bro, he's Quadzilla for real.
If Wilder doesn't block properly, he uses the high guard sometimes, or he does the Ryan Garcia sometimes. He's got his hands out there to deflect.
Sure.
That could be having your hands out there. That could be an issue with Ruiz with those loopy shots, those hooks. He's coming from underneath. Remember, listen, traditional. It's not a Wilder. It's not Wilder. It's just traditionally before some people, because some people are gonna catch a heart attack right now. But traditionally, the shorter man is always gonna give the tall man some issues if he can get inside.
But he's also got to be prepared to outwork that fighter in those situations.
Yeah, but
and
Wilder,
I don't
Wilder
see
doesn't
that.
throw a lot of punches. Remember, Luis Ortiz allegedly, according to the haters, was winning 6 or 7 rounds. But I got to counterpunch Mr. PBC.
Mr. PBC.
Yo, what's good? That's throwing my narrative around and stuff. When I was talking about David Benavidez, I kind of already knew that his midsection was weak, but still, if he established the jab and
but you were saying Canelo was running from him, though, champ.
Well, he's running from a lot of people. He's fighting. He's fighting my dude, though. I got them gypsy boys. Let me get my boomerang too added to this.
You ain't got no boomerang. Stop trying to be.
Yeah, I do. No, I do.
I'm about to double check you because I definitely got.
You better double check and then also credit me. Credit me. So them gypsy boys is at it though. They getting all these big fights. They got Billy Joe fighting Canelo, Tyson Fury supposedly fighting Tyson Fury. The cheating is about to happen. It's about to commence. The circuit for LA is about to happen, man. You're about to see some magic happening against Canelo and Anthony Joshua if it does happen. But I was talking to the back call, and it's funny because Usyk gave up. He took the
yeah, you
the
ain't
money.
got no boomerang, champ.
Oh no, I could have swore I do.
Nah.
I paid for it.
Nah. Cut it. You dropped down. Cut it. Last month to 15, but it's all good. We still love you the same, and we gave you a minute 15 on your counter punch because the love is there. Hamilton, what up? Going back at you, man. Canada, just listening. Sony, Cincinnati, what up? Just listening. Sony. Actually, Smoke 'em Out. Jay said, "What's up with that dude who said he wanted to smoke?"
No comment.
Okay, no smoke.
Who wanted the smoky?
Coach Myers.
Coach Myers.
Is Myers gonna fight in Wisconsin to make a name for himself? To bring Francis out of retirement?
I don't need no Francis out of retirement. What's going on? What's going on, Doomy?
Yo, what's up?
What's going on, champy champ?
Is Cheney gonna train you?
I don't even hear Ness over there, man. What's going on, Doomy? How you doing, man? How you living?
Hey, man, I'm just saying, I'm trying to get you that fight. You said you wanted Francis. I said if you could get Cheney to be in Wisconsin as your coach in the corner, we gonna bring Francis out.
Bro, I had that offer for Florida, and you wouldn't take it. Y'all took Stainless instead.
Because Stainless is a pound for pound. We can't just scratch his fight.
Come on, man. That was still me and Francis with a bigger fight in Florida with Cassius, bro.
Nah. Stainless got seniority. But now
that was a dud.
Listen,
that was a dud fight anyway.
No, you ain't see
that
the
was
tape.
A dud,
you
man.
ain't see the tape. It's dropping. Don't worry. You ain't see the tape. Nah. Nope. Ain't no dud. No, sir. You gonna change your mind anyway. Cheney was there.
I know. I talked to him. I know. I had him holler at Keem and all that. I know.
He was there, so he seen Francis up close, man. And we dropped.
He was sizing Francis up.
We dropped the footage of Francis sparring that professional boxer, man.
I'm gonna tell you this. I'm gonna tell you this real quick. If you think that Cassius would take a professional boxer would take the time out to come to a border war to train me, if you don't think that he thinks I could fight, then you guys must not be thinking right.
Ain't nobody said that. Ain't nobody said that. I'm just telling you, whatever he thinking, he ain't thinking the same after watching Francis fight. That's all I'm saying.
All right. I hear you. All right, bro.
Hey, man, get him to come out. We waiting on you, man. We gonna give Francis plenty of time to get ready, because he retired. So when you retire, you need extra time. You need extra time. But this is the footage of Francis right here sparring professional boxer in the future of the 135-pound division, Sean Mason, trained by Josue Aguilar, who, that name will grow. Remember I told y'all Arliano Sosa's name will grow, and it is growing and bubbling. I bet you Josue Aguilar will grow in the boxing community based off his teaching and tutelage, man. He's just... he reminds me of Pedro Diaz, brother. Pedro Diaz is who he reminds. That's like so, a nitpicker. Like, I need this specifically done this way, and, that's what he is for real. But I think that's everyone. Let me double check over here. Yeah. They're looking like everybody. If you on Blog Talk, remember you gotta press 1. If you don't press 1, then we just don't know that you want to have fun. But we do got another show at 7 p.m. and we'll be back talking all this weekend's fights, man. A lot of fights this weekend, what we got this weekend. But while I pull that up, Doomy, tell them what we got going on June 12th in Wisconsin. Watertown, the city of Watertown is going down. Border Wars 11, man. Border Wars 11, man. If you have never been to a Border Wars, this is probably the one you don't want to miss, simply because we got fans in attendance. I mean, there's DJs. We're going to have fans, a DJ, smoke machine, all that goodness.
The works, guys. Listen, you know, we just had our X, our 10th, but this is the 11th now. And, we're going out to Wisconsin, Watertown, Wisconsin. Shout out to Adrian Rowan, George Monterey. He's going to make it so that we are exceptionally in a good position. I mean, this is the venue. He has the, like Ness mentioned, the ladies coming to the table, bottle service. I mean, drinks, laser show, smoke. I mean, I could just imagine the walkout for the fighters. I mean, it's just never been that like that. I mean, this last one in Florida, we had a bit of an audience, but it wasn't 200, 300, 400, 500 people. So this is a real big deal for us. This is going to be the next level for us, and we're excited. And whoever does participate or chooses to participate in this one, man, you guys have jumped in at the right time, because this is going to be extravagant. This is going to be something to take home. We have a great production team. Shout out to BPE Network, $8. and the whole crew, Candace, Steve. These guys do an amazing job, and I can't wait to see the production that was done on this Border Wars 10. So we're excited about how everything's been coming together. So rest assured that in June 12th, summertime, Wisconsin is party town. All right, it's definitely going to be a lot to do there. So if you're deciding to participate, you're bringing your wife, maybe you're not, whatever you choose to, you will have something to do before and after the fight. So, it's going to be great, man. It's going to be a great ambience. We're going to light that town up, and I know George is going to make sure that we do. So I'm really, really excited about this, brother.
Yeah, man, me too, man. It's the evolution. When you first start this, you never. I never envisioned, like a live gate and an actual venue. So it's super exciting for me to get like my opportunity at truly promoting an entire card with a venue. Yeah, man, I'm excited, man. Excited for the BPE network to be there and be able to get this so we can live stream it back to anybody that can't make it to Wisconsin. But we got heavyweight Jordan Carter. What up? Jordan, who was that dude you sparred yesterday, man?
That's Samoan, his Samoan brethren.
That was Samoan, that dude? With the hoodie? So. Jordan? Jordan.
Hello?
Yo, who was that dude you was sparring yesterday?
His name was Ola. We used to train together at the old gym I used to go to.
But he ain't no heavyweight. He like a 60
pounder. He's 168, 165, something like that.
That's the dude with the windbreaker hoodie on yesterday? Cause
Yeah, that was him.
What,
that was
he
him.
A pro?
That was him.
He a pro?
He's Samoan, right? He's getting ready to turn pro. Yeah, he's getting ready to turn pro.
How many amateur fights he got?
He got about 8 or 9. He used to fight down in Alaska, and then he moved out here.
Yo, champ, he was putting hands on you, man.
Yeah, man. Now he's quick. That's who I.
It was the speed. It was the speed. He was too fast. He was too fast, man.
Yeah, see, that's who I spar with when I try to get my speed up more. Yeah,
exactly. That's good because that makes you get your heart rate up. You chasing and you trying to be faster and snappy. So that was good work. But that motherfucker was a he was a pivot machine, man. My man was pivoting.
Yeah, like I caught him.
Yo,
I caught him on one. He caught it.
Bro, you pivot very well, though. I swear to God, I like the way you. I mean, I've been noticing it, but yesterday, it looked real good because that dude was a higher level fight. And man, you pivot well, man. You move out of danger well sometimes. Good head movement too, man.
I remember I used to spar with him a lot. So when he was cutting the angles and stuff, I noticed. I was like, man, he still cut the same angle. So he cut one. And I switched to southpaw, caught him with the straight left. But now he's nice though. That's who I spar against when I try to get my speed up. That's how I got so fast sparring with him.
Yeah, my man was throwing fucking 6 punches. He was trying to throw 6 punches, man. But anyway, we talking.
I would slip every now and again.
Some heavyweight boxing.
Deontay Wilder. Yes, sir. Man, that'd be a great ass fight. The build up would be crazy because they don't really like each other. So the build up would be crazy. But what would they do that fight at? Because Dillian Whyte, he's not really known in the U.S. So what would they fight at?
I mean, do it matter? Ain't nobody really knows Ortiz like that. Yeah, he fought on America for a long time, and he even was signed to Golden Boy. But like, he still wasn't this overly popular heavyweight. Like, this will be on the back of Wilder. And
That's true.
Dillian's still gonna bring UK pay-per-view and UK ticket sales.
That's facts. I didn't even think about it. I forgot it was gonna be pay-per-view. Could be pay-per-view. And another thing, you see the Jamal Charlo? I just seen it an hour ago. He was like, Lion Benavidez is up. I'm gonna knock his punk ass out.
Yeah.
I was just reading that shit.
Yeah, that was Brian Custer. Shout out to Brian, man.
Yeah. Man, I don't know. That's gonna be a good ass fight. I don't know anybody who Jamal Charlo's fought who had that hand speed and punch accuracy. It's gonna be a good ass fight.
I mean, punch accuracy, Julian Williams.
True story. I mean, like, you know how he has that little flurry of punches he does? How he does the little flurry punches?
Yeah, the ones he hit Porky with.
Yeah, but that's when he gonna get knocked out by Charlo. As soon as he try to do that dumbass flurry thinking he on a speed bag with Charlo and square his feet up like he do with all them other dudes, he gonna get put on his hiney the way Ronald Graville, who's nowhere near as accomplished as Charlo did.
I don't know, man. It's gonna be a good one. I can't wait for that
That's
fight.
the thing.
'Cause
Y'all
they both
forgot the
talk.
Graville fight, man. Y'all forgot the Graville fight. But when Canelo got
Yeah,
hit by
Graville dropped him.
Cotto, brother, my man, we thought his chin was suspect for the rest of his life. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all give certain people a chance and not everybody. Like, yo, he got sat down by Ronald Graville, man. Sat down.
Yeah, it got up and finished the fight.
Charlo ain't never go down. Somehow Benavidez supposed to knock Charlo's out. He never even been down, but Benavidez has been down. We ain't even considering Charlo knocking him out. He is the guy that uppercutted the soul out of Julian Williams. So have y'all forgotten?
Mm-hmm. But then again, didn't a lot of people thought he lost that last fight against not Derevyanchenko, who's Korobov. He fought the one guy. Yeah.
Short notice. They switched from orthodox to southpaw, man. We talked to Ronnie, like, let me see you take a short notice fight. Obviously, you more prepared as an amateur, but when you get out the amateurs and you've been fighting in the pros for 10 years, and then all of a sudden on fight week, they switch out, you know, your opponent, you and your trainer been having a game plan for, and they throw in a southpaw, is different. And for Derevyanchenko, for Korobov, he was more than happy to make the fight because he was already training for the undercard. I think he was supposed to fight Emmanuel Lean. So it's like he was already ready. All he doing now is getting more souped up. Like, oh shit, I get a title shot? Let's fucking go. But for Charlo, I'm thinking about somebody, and then all of a sudden it's like, man, I gotta fight who? Who the fuck is this guy?
That's a good ass point, because I forgot he was a southpaw. It's a huge difference training for a southpaw and somebody that fights regular. Because the guy that I spar, Olaf, he switches back and forth, but lately he's been southpaw, and them southpaw, that shit's tricky. So yeah, that is a huge difference. Oh no! Oh yeah, and this is my third point. I seen an article that they were saying that Andy Ruiz, Deontay Wilder might be a pay-per-view event. They might do that fight.
Andy Ruiz and Wilder.
Yeah, I was reading it on on what is it, Boxing Scene? I was on Facebook. Matter of fact, I screenshotted it and sent it to you later on during the day.
Yeah, no, I mean,
that would have to be pay-per-view.
So I think I would be more happy for the. I would be more happy for the Andy Ruiz Deontay Wilder fight, but I think if he takes that fight, he's gonna take another L.
Oh snap! So do you think Andy brings it to him?
Andy Ruiz, he's quick, man. He's a fast heavyweight, and he got good head movement. He's not, he's the truth, man. He's good. I like him. I like Andy Ruiz a lot.
He's a new and improved guy. I mean, I don't even know if
we gotta watch it though first, though, don't we? Do me?
Yeah, we do. We got to see what has come out of that camp. But I think that at any given day, man, Wilder is still the guy that can knock you out with one punch. So. I don't know if you could build up that punch resistance to that level where you could take that right hand. Tyson Fury kind of did it, but he still had to roll with it.
Tyson Fury's the best heavyweight in the last few years that I've ever seen. Anthony, he shouldn't have wiped the floor with Anthony Joshua. Mark my words, he's gonna mop the floor with Anthony Joshua. He's gonna retire, relinquish all the belts, and then Deontay Wilder and Anthony Joshua are gonna have to fight each other finally for all the belts.
Bro,
and that's how it's gonna play out.
Well, them fight.
He's gonna knock Anthony Joshua ass out. Yep. Then he gonna get the mic and do his little sing. He gonna sing on the mic, and then he gonna be like, "All right, y'all, I'm announcing my retirement."
And that's like the most likely thing. But I'll be real. Like, if you really want boxing to to just be as popular as it could be, the best thing for the sport would be for Joshua to win and Wilder Joshua to happen. Like, I know it in my heart of hearts that thing just shatters records. It's got to mean something though, and I mean, it don't mean something either way, but it's got to mean as much as it can mean.
You remember that interview they did a long time ago? I think Anthony Joshua was just getting into boxing, and it was Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua. They were doing the interview with the one guy in the UK, and he was like, "I feel like I can beat everybody." Anthony Joshua was kind of looking like, man, he's very confident. I don't know, man. I'm gonna have a problem with him. You remember that interview?
I don't.
That was a while back.
I'm gonna have to send it to you. Yeah, it was not.
Hit me with it.
Yep, I got you. But yeah, man, that's all I got though. Y'all have a nice one, man.
You the champ.
All right, Jordan, you too, champy.
Most definitely.
Shout out
I see, Jordan was boxing. It wasn't even a ring. It was ropes around like a tiled surface. Like Jordan be getting in there.
I watched this movie on Crackle. It was called Habana Boxing Club, right? And that like it was a movie, right? Like fiction. It wasn't it wasn't based on a true story or anything like that. But the gym was like this like really shitty gym. Like it was just bare essentials and these guys were just getting in. And then like I started looking up like, Cuban gyms from the past and like, 70s, 60s and shit back when what was his name? Tio damn, the guy that they always said Tio Fimo, I know, right? I was gonna say Theo Oscar. The guy that they said that Ali should have fought, but he never turned pro because he was a Cuban fighter. Fuck, I always forget his name. Somebody in the chat will help me. Yeah, so I saw like a lot of stuff, and it's just like, the grittier they get, it's just like something about it just seems like tougher work. I don't know why. Like you see the nice ring, it's cool, but when you see people with like ropes and like metal poles sticking out of like buckets filled with cement or cement, like it's like Jesus, they're doing everything.
Yeah, you can still get the work, bro. It don't matter.
Somebody help me out yet?
Call you. Somebody help me out yet?
Come on. Who's gonna help me? Somebody definitely gotta help me because I can't remember. It's like Theo something. I can't remember it though.
Bro, we went off. We went into David Benavidez and Charlo, and I'm like, Wilder and Whyte, final eliminator. Like, this is still like, bro, like a lot of people asked for this fight, and we're asking for this fight, including Whyte. Whyte was asking for this fight a long time ago. If this thing's manifests itself, excuse me, this is gonna be a huge fight.
Assuming he beats Povetkin, is Whyte Wilder the second best fight that could be made? Like, is there a better fight? Not Joshua Fury and not anything having to do with like Joshua Fury is their own fight. So another like the two big like best names in the heavyweight division. Like, is this it? Andy and who though?
Andy and Wilder.
Andy Wilder. You got Wilder.
Yeah, Andy beat Joshua. Tyson beat Wilder. Like that whole little vicious little circle they got going on. I think that'd be a huge fight. I just don't know if Wilder comes back to fight an Andy Ruiz. I mean, Andy Ruiz is looking like a monstro right now. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I'm coming back. I've been out the ring for so long. Am I really jumping in there with Andy Ruiz? And I'm not saying that Whyte is any less, but like, Whyte's been knocked out right now by Povetkin. I'm not saying that makes him a terrible fighter, but that you see what can happen.
Yes.
So
I agree. Yo, Teofilo Stevenson. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but Teofilo. Thank you, Steven, and thank you. Who else helped me out there? Annie. Thank you, Annie. Sticky Pants, you the man too. Boston Jared, Earthquake. Yo, y'all all knew it. Damn, I'm slipping. I'm slipping on my history. Teofilo. Yeah, they said that he should have fought Ali, but he couldn't because he never even turned pro. But they say he was like the best heavyweight of that era that never got his chance to really prove it.
Damn, I'm gonna have to look into that. Teofilo.
Yeah, you should look it up. I actually thought about one like a long time ago, back when I really didn't know how journalism worked at all. I thought about like trying to like do an article on it, right? And then I was like, man, I wonder if like I could get like some comprehensive material, like enough to do like a book, because it's really an interesting story when you break it down, like his upbringing and just the training, like everything he went through it's pretty cool. It's a cool story. It needs like one of those Netflix documentaries. You know what I'm saying?
Call you Netflix. Yo, and what? Whyte and Wilder's not a pay-per-view, right?
Oh, it's got to be. It has to be.
Really?
It has to be. 1,000%. Yeah. So, here's the thing. I would want it to be like, even if it somehow was like Whyte and Dazn, even though I don't think that would be like a thing, but even if it were, like, it has to have like a pay-per-view market. Like, we have to see the the metrics on this thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I bet you it moves the needle more than people even think. I honestly think it does. I don't know. It's tough. You said Ruiz and Wilder, and I'm with you there, champ. But I would be willing to make an argument. Not saying that I'm right, but I'd be willing to make a losing argument that Wilder Whyte does better numbers. I know that sounds stupid when you have the Mexican heavyweight that dethroned Joshua, and he was everywhere. Nah, you know what? Never mind. I'm stupid. That fight definitely does better numbers.
You just
I convinced
canceled out.
myself. Yeah, I just. I heard Doomy talking in my head like, bro, you stupid. Oh, you right.
Listen, bro, but like, how do we know that this fight, Sulaiman's saying that, yes, this could be a very interesting matchup, but like, he and I'll quote, unfortunately, we are not promoters, we are not matchmakers, but this could be potentially a very interesting fight. So who's it up to, I mean, it's obviously up to Wilder and Whyte, but
Sure.
the promotion team with Whyte, do they go that route?
Yeah. Well, we've heard today both, like, people make arguments for both of them not taking it. Like, we've heard people say, well, Whyte won't take that fight, and then we've heard, Wilder won't take that fight. I don't know. I honestly feel like the writing's on the wall. Like, before COVID, like in this COVID world where things move so much slower and yet they seem like they're just flying by, like, people lost a full year of their pro career. Like, a lot of fighters. I mean, I would say something like 80-90% of fighters, they just didn't have the opportunities this year. And it goes to the highest level. And I just feel like sitting around, like, it's just not as viable an option as it once seemed. And then you throw in the mix that the two names that everybody wants to get in the heavyweight division are going to fight each other likely twice back to back, tying them up for a year minimum. That's I don't know. That's a lot to consider. I think they both take it.
I mean, Wilder's still, with the day-by-day news we're getting, this is what I'm talking about. It's kind of hard to sit on this and say, okay, this is likely to happen, when Wilder's still supposedly going through these arbitrations, and we are kind of like in limbo about what's going on. I mean, you got Kellerman saying one thing, and then you got my man Brandon came in with some other breaking 78 information, saying 78 had some different information. So
78 reasons.
78 reasons to not make the fight.
Choose one.
So why? This is all just I think still a hope, and I mean. If this is an eliminator, final eliminator, what does that mean if this fight happens?
I mean, it means that the person that wins was able to create their own lane, despite the fact that they're going to have to wait a little bit. It means that they created their own lane during a pandemic, during a tough time, to really get momentum, to really get, the most amount of money out of everything. I mean, that's the whole part of this to me that feels like bigger. It's like when you talk about the potential for the summer to end of the year for us to have full fights or I'm sorry, like full attendance, right? And you think about fights that would be such an amazing atmosphere. How do you not think of Whyte Wilder? Like, that's the part with the Ruiz fight that gets me. Like, even though, it probably does better numbers, at least stateside, there's like no animosity there that I can really build off of over the past few years. But we know that Whyte and Wilder genuinely seem not to like each other, or at the very least disagree, a lot on which of them is better. And it's the back and forth that interests me. And I think that it's back and forth that could sell it. Any other fight, any other matchup with those two guys, It's not that they're bad fights. I just don't think they move the needle the way this one does. I think the winner of this secures themselves as the most viable option. Even if Usyk were to go out and starch Joe Joyce.
I was ready to go
even
that
if
route.
Joe Joyce, it's a great fight. That's still a great fight.
But wait a minute, so the final eliminator between these two guys, they make their own lane, but where does that lane lead to if you got Usyk, you got Joyce, you got a lot of other guys that are, trying to get their turn. So if Usyk fights Joyce, which that fight in itself is still kind of going back and forth with negotiations and counter offers or whatnot. So does this fight give Wilder a next up, between whoever wins Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua?
Here's the thing: from a question of sanctioning bodies and their rules and all that. That's such a mess to answer. It would be really difficult to unpack it. From just a pure boxing fan base, absolutely. If you are Wilder and you beat Dillian Whyte, who's been who's been a thorn in the heel of everyone, you secure yourself in the eyes of everyone. Even the biggest Wilder detractors would have to say, yo, that's a big win. And that would probably be the biggest win outside of a Joshua Fury fight. If Usyk were to beat Joe Joyce or Joe Joyce were to beat Usyk, neither of those to me are bigger wins than Whyte beating Wilder or Wilder beating Whyte. You know what I'm saying? So they position themselves, or the winner positions themselves.
Winner of Usyk Joyce probably is just as good, if not better, than the Dillian Whyte win because Dillian's been knocked out twice. Those guys
I don't know,
would be
champ.
undefeated.
I don't know. Usyk
I think Mario's talking about appeal too.
Yes, appeal. That's exact. That's all I'm talking about.
Man. Again,
you can make that argument
again.
if you
Joyce is raising his profile. He just killed the killer, and if he goes out and beats an Usyk, who he already lost to in the World Boxing Super Series, he makes a name. He
definitely does, Ness. But I really think that, I don't know, based off of what we've seen from Usyk, and you're the person that's made these, observations more than anyone.
Well, yeah,
rightfully so too. I'm not questioning that. But so then how can you put a win for Joe Joyce against the person that you don't even see as a heavyweight over a Dillian Whyte?
Because
who would have beaten Povetkin, by the way?
Because he's undefeated, and resume matters. It's who you beat. You guys rank Usyk just like you guys ranked Loma.
He has his leverage in position.
I picked against Loma many, many times. So you guys rank him. So that's why you're going to give him credit. And I'm going to be fair the way I always am. If Usyk somehow beats Joyce, then it's like, damn, I guess he's really a heavyweight. He can do it.
Yeah, I hear you. But here's the thing. I would love to hear everybody else's opinion on this. Is a Whyte victory, because he would have beaten Povetkin to fight Wilder. That fight doesn't happen without him, securing the win in the rematch. So him coming off the Povetkin fight winning, is that a bigger win than either Usyk or Joyce getting their victory? Man, that's a tough one. It's a tough one.
All right, let me get to Coach Myers. Boomerang.
Boomerang.
No Myers.
Clutch.
Mr.
Listen, this beyond me.
PBC. No PBC. No Mr. PBC.
Yeah, I told you, Ness. I do my calculations right. So I think the winner of Joe Joyce and Usyk is definitely going to be the Juggy. And I would love to see if this is really true with the step aside money. Deontay Wilder versus the winner of Povetkin and Dillian Whyte. But I do want him to get a one more fight in between. He doesn't need to wait until they finish the fight in another 90 days. I think he should get a fight in between. And it should be somebody, not Charles Martin. I would go for shit, Michael Hunter or something. You know,
That would be a dope fight. But let me ask you real quick though, Mr. BBC, who wins? I mean, I'm sorry, what's the better win? Is it Wilder defeating Whyte or Juggy defeating Usyk? What's a more impressive win to you?
Both.
Well,
Because
but what's the more
because
impressive?
Dylan White gave Anthony Joshua problems. He went life or death for that fight too. So I mean, it's both because Juggy, you know, he lost against Usyk in the amateurs. So everybody does favor Usyk. So I do want him to get a.
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. I think they are both wins. Good wins. I agree.
But Dillian White needs to get past.
Exactly.
All right. Davidian, talk to me.
What's good, Ness?
What up?
Mario, Doomy. Nothing. I'm just watching the show. Great show. I would love to see my man Wilder. I just want to see him get in there, but I would love to see him and Whyte fight. That'd be a great fight. I know Whyte still has to fight with Povetkin, but if he can get past him and that uppercut, then we can make the Wilder versus Whyte would be a good fight though. So, because Whyte, low key, when you look at his record and stuff, he actually is pretty good. I don't always like the stuff he be talking about Wilder, but people gonna say what they're gonna say. So, but great show and God bless y'all.
All right.
You're the champ. Yo, just a reminder.
God bless you too, bro.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
CYP kind of punch.
Yo, for anybody, I always bring the facts. I like to study. Manny Pacquiao was knocked out cold by Marquez. Before he was knocked out cold by Marquez, he had 7 pay-per-views that did 1 million buys. After Marquez, 0 pay-per-views for 1 million buys except for Floyd. Every single other opponent that was not Floyd did not crack 1 million. The average was like 500,000. Getting knocked out cold, not stopped, not a ref, knocked out cold damages your stock. Dillian Whyte was knocked out cold by Povetkin, a guy who's not that popular but a good boxer. Dillian Whyte was on his way up. That knocked his ass all the way down. Understand that. It drops his stock, especially when your stock was the laughing stock. That's what Dillian Whyte is. Beating Dillian Whyte is not as big as we think it is because he dropped. Beating Usyk, beating Joyce, that's much bigger. CYP out.
Okay. I'm surprised. Well, I guess I'm not surprised because I know he's never really viewed Whyte as a great fighter, but yeah, I guess that's not really surprising. And I think it's close. I mean, the way he put it, CYP makes it seem like as if it's a no-brainer. I don't think, I'm not saying he's wrong. I just don't think that I don't know. I think it's hard. I think it's harder to really, if you really look at it, it's harder to come to a conclusion than that.
Call him conclude.
Conclude that the show is over.
Why you sound like
and we
made
are
me
now
feel like a dick.
Out. So catch us on the next one. Ness GTO, Instagram and Twitter. Follow The Boxing Voice on all forms of social media, and we'll be back tonight, 7 p.m. Eastern time.
And don't forget, was it Ringside? NBC Sports Network has Alberto Machado versus Hector Tanahara tonight.
Yeah,
major.
You know that was funny for me to see.
I love it.
You know that was funny for me to see because it's like, is Golden Boy no longer with Dazn? Like, how is this fight on Ring City? Like, are they fired from Dazn for
Ring City? I think. Oh, you know what? Never mind. That was the other fight. I don't know. That's a good question.
Yeah, man. It's just like, is Golden Boy fired?
Fired. Well, they do have the Virgil Ortiz fight this weekend, so they can't be totally canned.
That was announced a long time ago, though, and it was a rescheduling,
and
it's a good fight, and it's a good fight. So the rumor is that they not giving Golden Boy no more dates because they can't produce Ryan for Haney.
Yeah.
Alleged.
Wow. Alleged. Yeah. At Mario McGee on Twitter. At Mario McGee on Instagram. Yeah, either coming back tonight or fight chat or both would be cool. Definitely got to see that main event though.
Definitely. Alex _ excuse me, I almost forgot my handle. Alex _ Doomsday _ LAINEZ. That's on IG, TikTok. I'm out there doing it. Oh, CYP had to come in and hit me with the uppercut.
You ain't going
Hit you with that
nowhere.
uppy,
You
like
ain't
Juggy.
going nowhere. Ultra combo. You ain't going nowhere. What up?
Last thing. For everybody saying, well, that means Wilder's stock dropped too. Listen to me. Wilder's stock did drop. CYP is always telling the truth. It did drop from losing.
Yo.
Damn, CYP. Got Shadow Realm.
Y'all hear me? Did y'all hear me?
Yeah, we hear you
now.
Now we do.
Yes, I told you. Wilder's stock did drop by losing to Fury by stoppage. Yes, CYP said it. Breaking news. But it went back up because of the controversy. If you don't believe me, then why the hell are y'all always talking about Wilder every day when Dillian Whyte fights in 2 weeks? Ha! Dillian Whyte is not on the level of Wilder, never will be, and his stock dropped. Wilder's stock dropped as well, but y'all rose it back up because of the controversy, because of the lawsuit, because of the arbitration, because of the undisputed. We cannot stop talking about the man, which still keeps him in the 3-ring king. Or some of y'all like to call it the 3-ring circus. I don't give a shit what you call it. Wilder, Fury, AJ. There's no talk of Whyte. CYP out.
Nah, but that's probably what they're doing. They're talking about this to use Wilder's name to build the Povetkin Whyte fight. Because if you think about, oh shit, Wilder gets to fight Whyte. Yeah, but first you got to beat Povetkin. Oh, when is that fight happening? Oh, in 2 weeks? Okay, I'm going to check that out. Make sure he gets the win. Yo, that being said, Robert says Tanahara is out. Mario don't really watch the lower weight divisions like he claims.
Oh.
What?
Oh.
Well, I mean, that's not really like lightweight, I guess, is a lower weight, but I mean, we talking flyweight, bantamweight, strawweight, like that's lightweight to me.
Just got Star Wars.
Yo, are you serious? What happened?
Yo, I've been watching Mandalorian. How about y'all?
Yo, I seen it. I seen the whole thing. It's so good.
All seasons?
Yep.
Damn. Call you, I watch.
Yo, you gonna watch the Snyder cut today?
Snyder cut. What, on HBO Max?
Yeah.
You gonna send me your password? Cause I cut the cord.
Yeah, I got you.
I'm done.
Yo, I'm on the last season of Grey's Anatomy.
I was halfway asleep, and my girl's like, "Yo, I put Netflix back." I'm like, "What?" Because I've been doing Disney all day. It's mad shit I never watched on there. So until I finish
Falcon and the Winter Soldier debuts tomorrow.
Something else is out. Like Legends is out. I never seen either.
Oh, Legends. Yes, that's so good. I heard.
I'm going ham on Disney right now.
Disney's good.
Yeah, so I'm all right with it.
Yo, but that Snyder cut 4 hours, Champy. 4 hours.
Yo, so I was on the phone with the network, man.
Okay.
They loving what they seeing, man. They loving what they seeing in terms of the Border Wars.
Word.
Final cut. I think we get it for Sunday.
Nice.
Let's go, Champy.
All right. What did they say specifically that they liked about it?
Everything.
Just different moments. You know, you said you got a lot of funny moments. You know, they got a lot of captured a lot of good stuff. It was four cameras, 5 mics. So
see, I was hoping they would see it and they would say like, you know what, like this is like this is a show we could design something around, like to see the full potential. Like, could it be a game show type of thing, like Biggest Loser, or like a what was it called? The boxing contender.
To get the Biggest Loser or the contender, we need a legit big sponsor, because now we enticing people to at least live in a house for 4 weeks.
And that's what I'm saying. Listen, I know that you don't watch UFC, but if you ever watch the what was that called, Doomy? Not the Contender. They had the Ultimate Fighter.
If you
ever watch the Ultimate Fighter, that is what we need. They are, first of all, it's like they all live in the house, right? they are provided with like healthy choices, meat, all
That's
you
what I
know,
want.
healthy vegetables.
That's what I
but
want.
guess what else? They're also given alcohol.
What?
And it's like you have to make the conscious choice not to put yourself in that situation.
Oh yeah, well,
but guess what happens?
Biggest
Certain
Loser
people
was like that.
and certain people do it, and it makes for better ratings. It makes for funner
They
TV.
getting paid to do it, man.
Oh yeah. It's definitely it's definitely a show, but that's what it's got to be. It's got to be a show from beginning to end. It's so much more than just the fights. You know what I'm saying? So. Everybody got to realize.
Carlito says, explain how do we watch Border Wars? Border Wars is exclusive to BPE. It will not be on Patreon or YouTube. That's what happens. Like if Showtime picks up Border Wars, it would be exclusive to Showtime, and it would be up to them if they're gonna allow us to put it out on YouTube or something like that, or on their YouTube. But it's basically their property at this point, right?
Is that?
I mean, not. It's not their property, but it's exclusive to the network. You know what
it's
I mean?
exclusive to network for now.
And we definitely haven't talked about like a time frame of when it's exclusive and when can I upload it to my own network.
Exactly, because as a property, it's like exactly like you said. You know what I'm saying? Because it feels like they could do redistribution. They could do, you know what I'm saying? Like it would be the door would be wide open for that.
But people got to understand, this is what we want. Again, this wasn't live streamed because the location couldn't live stream. Now, this new location, we can live stream. So we're live. Like we're live on your television. This is what we want. Even though this one is taken, and again, that's why it's taken that long, because if you're not live streaming, then you need to edit, but if you're live streaming an event, then you get to see everything that's happening during the hours that it takes for that event to go live. But if you're not live streaming, you get to cut out a lot of fat. So it takes time to go through 4 hours of footage with 4 different cameras and 5 different microphones, and then put it together. But it'll be on BPE, and so far so good. It looks like they're going to be live streaming and producing all our Border Wars, and this one is the next step. Is like I said. So, if the goal is to promote one day, right? Mm-hmm. Why wouldn't I want to be able to offer the fighters that want to fight on my card live television and a live venue where they can have a gate? So this is the next step. Looks like we got Mr. PBC with another counterpunch.
Yeah, the Dumatron.
Yo. Let me give my shout outs. Man, I really appreciate Floyd, what he's doing. The fact that he wants to step in and train people just shows a different light of who he is. Ever since he beat, Canelo, he's changed as a man. Shout out to Reverse Racism. I like horchata. It's my favorite drink. Shout out to Reparations and Stimmy Joe. And I can't wait to see, if Tyson Fury is really going to bring the pain to Anthony Joshua, or if he's still got to fight Deontay Wilder. Shout out to Brandon in Cincinnati for keeping the love. And shout out to Josecito Lopez, a good old porch dog getting another chance in life. That's my call.
I mean, not until that rumor is official, man. I don't know why people running with that. Don't get me wrong. I seen the dude that put that out. No one knows who he is, but he usually hits it on the nail. But, I feel like that's a setup. I think that's like bait for the Crawford haters to jump on. That's why I'm not on that. I'm not on that, man.
Yeah. I ain't on that, champ.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Yo, who's next?
Oh, shit.
Uh-oh.
Let's see how long this gets. All right, that's it. We're done. Yep, we're done. We're done. We were talking Border Wars. We're done. Call us on the next one, 7 o'clock. Peace.
Peace.
Peace. You already know you tuned into the Boxing Voice. So if you liked what you were listening to, hit that subscribe button as well as the bell. Because if it ain't shaking, you ain't baking with us in the morning any other time that we go live. If you want to become a member of this channel and you want to take advantage of the cool emojis, badge icons, and exclusive footage per tier, please hit the link in the description that says join this channel to get access to perks. That'll take you on over to the 3 tiers that we offer. We thank you so much for tuning in. TBV family, those who just came out for the first time and maybe stopped by and listened and liked what you were listening to, blessed to all. We'll be back. Today's Thursday night flagship show, 7 o'clock. Cheers.
Champ. Peace. What's Mario doing? Handstands over there?